I give. What is it?
Man, almost sounds like, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Hey, Andrew, pull that clip up, please. We have it in the system from
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. Yeah. I think I heard the most annoying sound in the world at 12:22 this morning.
What happened?
All right, let me see. You know what?
Let's compare.
I think we're going to do an early phone segment.
Oh, no.
And just ask our listeners with these clues. 12:22 this morning. Can anyone guess what the hell I'm mimicking? What am I imitating? Let's go. Let's fire up the phones, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Name That Sound. At the very beginning of the MJ Morning Show here on a Wednesday morning, which happens to be a very special Wednesday morning. Does anyone know what that sound is? What am I doing? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That's the number to get in. What is that noise? So you got two clues. You got my sound, and 12:22 this morning.
Yeah, we know the sound. Right?
What am I imitating? Let's go. Take a guess. Hit the phones right now. Early morning phone calls. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047.
If it is what I think it is,
name that sound.
That's a really good impression.
Look at this. Every line. It is 6:03. Every single line is ringing. Love it. Let's go to the phones. Hey, listen. That's from Dumb and Dumber. That's the actual. I can't tell the difference. That is exactly the sound at 12:22 this morning. All right, let's go to phones. Let's grab Sean in Tampa. Sean, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Morning.
Sean, do you know what that noise is?
I'm going to guess a TV emergency broadcast test pattern.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Not bad.
That is a good guess, but incorrect, Sean. Thank you very much for trying. Jennifer in Wesley Chapel. Hello, Jennifer. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
Jennifer, what do you think the sound is?
I think it's a lizard in your air conditioner.
A lizard in my air conditioner. No. A very interesting guess, but no.
Yeah,
Jennifer.
A lizard in the AC.
Jennifer, thank you for calling in.
Huh.
Have a lovely day.
Okay.
Evan in Orlando. Evan, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What is that noise?
Hey, good morning. I'll bet anything it's an Amber Alert.
No. No, that's similar to I think what the first caller said about the TV, Well, maybe they were talking about the tone.
Well, a lot of the Amber Alerts go over the phone as opposed to the emergency over the TV.
Evan, no, that wasn't it, buddy, but thank you very much. Evelyn in Tampa. Evelyn, what is the...
Hi.
Yes, Evelyn.
I think it's Shodokar from Dune.
What?
Shodokar from Dune.
All right, now, I've seen Dune 1 and Dune 2, but I'm not an expert on all the lingo and term. What is the thing from Dune 1 or Dune 2 or both?
It's the Shodokar chant from Dune 1.
No. Listen, and I recently saw both Dune. Julian, yeah,
Good guesses.
let me hear you make the noise. Go ahead. Listen, good guess, but no.
Has
Thank you,
nothing to do
guys.
with the movie Dune.
Look at every line, and when one drops off, another one's getting. Look at the listeners we have at 6:05 in the morning. 800-990-1047. I'm going to have to reveal it here in a moment if no one guesses. Tammy in Largo. Hi, Tammy.
Hi.
Yes, Tammy, what's your guess? What is what is the noise?
Alarm system?
No. Wow, I thought that somebody would guess quick. Travis in Wesley Chapel. Hi, Travis. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
I'm going to guess a broken sprinkler head.
No.
Okay.
No. Appreciate the guess, but no. Again, from Dumb and Dumber, I don't even have to make the noise anymore. I can just play the Dumb and Dumber sound. That's what it sounded like. Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? David in Land O'Lakes. Hi, David.
Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
Yeah.
Cars racing down the road.
No, it's a good guess, though. And, I'm in South Tampa. A lot of times you hear, like, the Gandhi and the Howard Franklin motorcycle. You hear that noise sometimes on the weekends. Thank you.
No problem.
But incorrect. Chris, I'm going to have to reveal here. Chris and Sefner. Chris, what's the noise?
An inconsiderate driver with a lawnmower for an engine.
It sounded just like that. That's a great guess. That's
bad.
That's a hella guess. That's a good one, but incorrect. Brian in Tampa. Brian, what is the noise from 12:22 this morning that sounded like? What do you think it is?
On the messed up scooters.
Messed up scooters. No. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Starting to get a little out there.
David in Bradenton. A couple more and I have to reveal. David, what do you think it is?
All right, is it some chainsaws and stuff like that?
Chainsaws?
Chair work?
Tree service at 12:22 this morning, trimming my neighbor's trees. Good guess, but no. Thank you for trying. Roland in Tampa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello. Roland.
I think I got this right.
Yep, go ahead.
It's a mosquito truck.
Yes! Survey says yes, the mosquito truck.
That's right.
Holy crap.
I was wondering why it took so long for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it'd be like the third or fourth guess.
No,
I thought it was going to be the first or second.
Fessa, did you know what it was?
Yeah, as soon as
Yeah.
I was like,
My God.
they always come really late.
All right, now, I remember when I was a kid, Roland in Tampa, good job, man. When I was a kid growing up in Virginia Beach, the mosquito truck used to come around during the summer. It was a white city pickup truck, and it never made that noise. And also, let me point out, the mosquito truck in Virginia Beach back in the late 70s, early 80s, that used to come around like at 7 o'clock at night when all the kids were out playing in the street. I mean,
All the kids were inhaling everything.
No, I do appreciate the fact that they're spraying for mosquitoes at midnight when no one's out in the street, but that's what it was. But, I had not heard that. I don't think I can ever recall having the mosquito truck come around in South Tampa in the 30 years that I've lived there. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard it before. And I jump out of bed and I look outside and I see a pickup truck with a flashing yellow light, and I'm like, oh man, it's a mosquito spraying truck. Roland, good job, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Look at that, right off the bat.
Well, not exactly right off the bat.
But I'm talking about the phone callers.
Oh, yeah.
The number of phone callers. My God, the system to measure is so gamed and broken and such a piece of crap. All right, 6:09 at the MJ. Oh, God, I got a whole dissertation I got to do someday. All right, 6:09 at the MJ Morning Show. Traffic's on. Let's grab Pat with 1 here on a Wednesday morning. It is myself, MJ, and Fester this week because, well, Froggy's on vacation and Roxanne is also on vacation in Paris. So we have heard from Roxanne. She's dropped a couple. I'm sorry, did I say Paris?
She's not in Paris.
In Italy. Why did
Italy.
I say Paris? Oh, J-Lo flew from Italy to Paris. I have J-Lo on the brain. I'm sorry.
Confuse the two.
I know. All right. So Roxanne is in Europe, but she's in Italy. She's in. Is she in Rome now, or is she down in Naples? Do we know where she is? She in Napoli?
I don't think they spent much time in Rome.
Yeah.
I think they landed in Rome and then drove to Naples.
To Napoli. I wonder if she took me up on any of my pizza recommendations, like Pizzeria da Michela.
So I asked Roxanne yesterday to send us some photos of her in Italy,
right? So
we could share them on the website or on Facebook or
Cheers.
whatever. And she only sent one picture of her walking like lost in Italy. Like she's like wandering down this street, probably drunk out of her mind.
Right. You know what that advertises to me? Kidnap me, take me.
Yes. Yes.
That's what that said. All right, so it's Fester and me this week. I think we're doing a decent job. All right, so Andrew, our producer, who is an adult Disney freak face, all right? So if you go to Disney and you see an adult wearing the Mickey Mouse ear hat and suspenders with like all the Disney pins all over the place and like in Office Space, you know, the flare.
Yes.
At the Bennigan's or TGI Fridays type restaurant, you know, the suspenders, you don't have enough flair. Anyway, so Andrew is our Disney resident expert. You know, typically all you need is one season pass to Disney. He's got 5 of them. I don't know why. Just had five season passes. All right. So, Andrew, are you going to speak to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you to say something.
Have I said anything incorrect about you and Disney yet?
6 passes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's got 6 season passes.
Low.
All right. Now, have you heard of a Disney nanny?
I have not.
This is the new thing: is you hire a theme park nanny. That's the new Disney essential. You can hire a nanny to mind your kids, so you don't have to follow your kids, take your kids,
so
wait
you
on
can
line.
go drink.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. Yeah, so you can hire a Disney nanny to take your parenting job to handle, mind your kids, be with your kids, watch your kids' enjoyment when they puke all over the teacup ride or the Dumbo deal or, you know, whatever. And this is the new thing, apparently.
I've heard of like babysitters that you can have come to your room in the evening.
Right. So you can go to downtown Disney and get ripped.
Right.
Yeah.
While the kids, you know, watch a movie and go to bed.
Right.
But I've never heard of a park nanny.
Yeah, this is the latest thing. Look, what? I have a Disney item that Andrew, our producer, doesn't know about?
I don't have kids to get a nanny to cover.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right. That's true. But still, you're usually up on the latest Disney trend. But
what's the fee?
I guess there are nannies that are offering up their services, and they're like tour guides. They're like babysitters, and the parents can turn their kids over to the nanny at Disney while the parents, I guess, do whatever the hell they want. And maybe that does include imbibing quite a bit.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, Andrew.
The Disney company stopped outside tour guides from selling their services to be a tour guide in the park.
Yeah.
It sounds like they found another outlet.
Yeah, like this is another loophole or something. Yeah, that was a story. That was an item we had some time ago that Disney, they were cracking down on tour guides because you know what was happening? You'd have outside tour guides that kind of knew the ins and outs, you know, how to manage Fast Pass or whatever they call it these days, and how to like do the park efficiently. And then Disney, oh, God forbid somebody else tries to make a buck inside the Disney park other than Disney themselves. So that's why Disney cracked. But how do you know? I'm sure there are still tour guides that operate more stealthily. I'm sure in the past you could tell when somebody was, my God, an unauthorized tour guide guiding some people from Carmel, Indiana, and their kids around the park.
All right, guys.
You know,
I'm going to show you how to save a couple minutes on Space Mountain. Let's go.
So now, though, is Space Mountain still open? Is that one of the ones that one's still open? What did they tear? They teared down
They took down the water
Splash
ride.
Mountain.
They didn't take it down. They changed the decorations on it. It's the same ride now called Tiana's Bayou.
Okay, because it was the whole Song of the South theme that some deemed racist, right? All right. Anyway, so I'm sure there are tour guides that still operate.
Yeah,
but they do it a little more under the radar, and they're not as ostentatious, and they probably tell their clientele, all right, I'm going to be Uncle Louie, all right? I'm not a tour guide.
Just call me Uncle Louie.
Uncle Louie. Uncle Louie has been to the park so many times, he knows how to do it efficiently. All right, but they're paying Uncle. But no, the latest now is theme park nannies. That you turn your kids over to the nanny at Disney, and you just don't have to deal with the hassle, which, I mean, that's kind of a crappy parental thing to do. You know, to just say, I give up. Screw my kids. Hey, I brought you to the Orlando area. I brought you to Lake Buena Vista, all right?
Once we get off the bus.
We're staying at a real Disney hotel, not one of those flea bags in Kissimmee. You know, we're
That's true.
You know, hey, come on. I don't want to have to stand in line and you know, deal with 105-degree temperatures, you know, in the heat.
My nanny will take care of it.
Exactly. Well, that's it.
That's a tough job, MJ. Think about how hard a day at the theme park is on you. Imagine if that was your job all the time.
Yeah, I was reading a story about Cyan Nardiello. She's a woman, and she apparently started a little business.
Good for her.
And apparently she's got 50 nannies that work for her that people can hire to take people's kids around Disney. So does Disney, I haven't heard about Disney having a problem with this. Is that an issue? I mean, if you have a problem with a tour guide that's private, do they also have a problem with a rent-a-nanny so the parents don't have to schlep all over Disney?
I don't know that Disney wants to get into the baby watching game.
That'll be the latest crackdown. Anyway, you better hope that you know, everything works out well. You don't want your kids to be like kidnapped and like, you know, taken down to, you know, Venezuela or something.
I think Disney's about the safest place for that.
Right. But listen, things you didn't know about: Disney nannies that you can hire, but not official Disney employees, but just, you know, hire a nanny to take your kids around. 6:29 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Got a great pile of early morons in the news. One of my favorite parts of the day, just the pile of idiots that just won't stop, just won't go away. And that's why we call it Morons in the News, and that is coming up momentarily. If your garage... 6:38 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ and Fester and Morons in the news. And of course, the piano solo from Layla as featured in Goodfellas, one of my favorite movies of all time, and the only reason why it's a rejoiner for Morons in the news.
That's it.
All right, so Fester, you've got a Tesla.
Yes.
You have a Model Y in the family.
Yes.
And I have asked on many occasions why. Model Y? Why? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Anyway, have you ever had a dead battery where you're trapped in the car? Has that happened to your lovely wife, Allison, yet?
So, no. No, we have not got trapped in the car, and we haven't had a situation to where the battery was totally dead.
A baby, a toddler, was trapped in a Tesla because the battery was dead. There's like no way to get out of the, no way to like open the doors if the battery. What, you're like screwed.
You have to know where to go.
All right, so is there an emergency?
Yes.
There's like an emergency pull tab to get the hell out of the car?
Everything's very, very sleek, and you know, there's not a lot of knobs or much of anything inside
Listen
the
to
car.
this. A grandmother was absolutely frantic. A grandmother was with her 20-month-old granddaughter. The granddaughter was in the Tesla, and the toddler was like a prisoner because the battery went dead in the Tesla. The Tesla contained the kid, a 20-month-old little girl. And Renee Sanchez was about to take the granddaughter to the Phoenix Zoo in her Tesla Model Y. I asked the grandma also, why? I don't think it's a very good looking. I'm sorry to disparage, man, but I don't think it's a very good look. You ever sit behind? You ever see the Model Y from behind? That is a squatty, kumquatty looking
rocket
chunk of squash.
Yes.
I don't.
Piece of amazing technology.
I just don't think it's a good looking vehicle.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
It's
sorry.
great.
I think it's an ugly car, but that's beside the point.
Excellent safety rating.
And I'm not buying anything from Elon Musk. What a nut job. Anyway, so Renee Sanchez at the Phoenix Zoo, and she's begging the firefighters to save her 20-month. She's yelling, "Cut the car in half!" She's like telling him, "Get out your axes, get out the jaws of life, get out the Hearst tools." The grandma seriously said, "I don't care if you have to cut the car in half. Get my baby, get my granddaughter out." She had just strapped the baby into the back seat, shut the door, when the battery that opens the door of the all-electric Tesla Model Y died. No warning.
So there are manuals.
It's 105 degrees outside. I mean, they're having a nasty, because I have one of my high school buddies, Mike, lives out in Phoenix, and he took some pictures and said, "Hey, this is what 115 looks like." You know,
the Phoenix Zoo sounds like a wonderful place to go in the middle of summer.
It's 115 degrees. What do you want to do? I want to go to the Phoenix Zoo.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So they have manual latches in the front, and if you don't know where they are, they're not hard to find.
And if you have a 20-month-old granddaughter inside, it might be difficult to tell them how to operate the latch to get out.
Yeah.
So grandma is panicking. She said she couldn't get in. Her phone key wouldn't open it. Her card key wouldn't open it. And this was just an absolute nightmare as the granddaughter, she's having all these thoughts. The granddaughter's going to, heat stroke out in the car, and calls 911. The grandmother's trying to open this car frantically, finally called 911. When they got there, the first thing she said was, please get my granddaughter out. And listen to this. When the firefighters got there, she calls 911. 911, what's your emergency? My granddaughter is stuck in my Tesla. Elon Musk is a son of a bitch. That's on the 911 recording, by the way.
Great.
So listen to this. The firefighters show up. The first thing the firefighters said was, "Ugh, it's the Tesla. We can't get into these cars." That's what the firefighters said.
What, they have to break the window?
Quote, this is ugh. This is from media from Phoenix. Quote, "Ugh, UGGH, it's a Tesla. We can't get into these cars." And then grandma said, "I don't care if you have to cut my car in half. Just get her out." Firefighters then took an axe to the Tesla Model Y.
Is there no better way than an axe?
Yeah.
Did they break a window? Or did they really chop the metal?
Yeah. They taped over a window to prevent the glass from flying everywhere. So they put some tape on the window. Then they took an axe and they smashed one of the windows to get the little girl, the 20-month-old granddaughter, out of the Tesla. But what about the firefighters show up and the first thing they say is, "Ugh, it's a Tesla. Can't get into these cars."
The back seat, MJ, the back safety latch, if you did not know where it was, you'd freak out because it'd be almost impossible to find.
Oh, my God. So let's make the emergency escape latch as difficult, like an escape room. It's an escape Tesla. So, let's lock people in a Tesla and see if they can get out of it.
The front seat.
That's a new business model. It's the escape Tesla. Forget about escape rooms. Escape. Let's have a party inside an escape. Let's put Johnny's 12 friends from first grade inside a Tesla. It's 105 degrees outside. It's 130 inside the vehicle now. It's the escape Tesla.
People would have an anxiety attack if they were sitting in the back before they found the latch. In the front seat, it's by the window controls. You just pull up on the front of it and it opens the door. In the back seat, MJ, look, it has like a side pocket in the door.
Mm-hmm.
It's underneath the mat.
Oh, jeez.
On the bottom of the side pocket
hell?
Is where the safety latch is for the back seat.
Yeah. Nice to make it very evident and apparent and easy to find the emergency. Wow, what a mess. Anyway, hey, moving along to the dumb store clerk of the day. How does a store clerk at a convenience store think that they can rip off $24,000 in lottery tickets and not get caught?
I mean, in some ways, I think it would be so easy.
Yeah, this is out of Missouri. Woman's accused of stealing thousands of dollars worth of lottery tickets. Yeah, Kelsey Lynn Schnetzler, 34, was charged this week with felony theft. According to court documents, she stole approximately 36 books of lottery tickets. Estimated value, $24,000.
Okay, stealing the lottery booklets is not the way to go. The way to go is to rip off customers. That's what I thought you were saying.
Come on,
That's
man.
the easy way.
What are you giving tips out on how convenience store clerks can rip off customers now?
No, but you said how do convenience stores rip off the lottery, and I thought people were turning in winning tickets, and the person's like, nope, it's a loser. I'll just throw it away, and then they give it to their cousin to cash in.
Let me tell you another problem here. She admitted to stealing the ticket. They finally caught her. This is at Casey's General Store in Salisbury, Missouri. They finally caught her. She was ripping off this store as an employee from last October until March, and they finally figured it out. How does it take that long to figure out that you got a balance sheet problem on your lottery tickets? $24,000. Not like she pilfered, a couple of hundred here and there. I mean, $24,000 is quite a bit. All right, so what is your lottery racket? What is? No, you've got a criminal mind. You've got seriously. You've got a criminal mind. You've got a grifter. You got like a gypsy grifter mind or something.
I have an enterprising mind. Thank you.
Yeah.
But when you said a convenience store clerk was ripping off the lottery,
right.
I thought it was people. Hey, is this a winner? They take it to check. They scan it behind the counter.
Yeah, and guess what? If it's a winner, it goes dun dun.
Right, but you need to have
dun dun.
You need to have a switch card. Like right there.
Hey, Andrew, does the lottery have the Yes. Is that online? Can you find that? You need to hear, folks, if you scan a ticket, if you do it yourself, I don't know if it makes the noise. Like the self-scanner, I think it just says not a winner or winner, see clerk, whatever it is. But when you hand a ticket to the clerk, I think that's why they made the machine that the clerk uses behind the counter. I think that's why they probably added the dun-dun noise to let people know that their ticket is a winner, and you can't have some shyster clerk named Fester tell you the ticket is not a winner when it is a winner, and the clerk wants to, and that's happened. We've had stories like that in the past. I don't know if all states have machines that go dun-dun, when you win.
I don't know. I'm trying to. I typed in Florida lottery.
Yeah, I asked Andrew if it's online, if we can find the ta-da, kind of winner sound. Yeah, Andrew's looking right now. They ought to have that. They ought to have that online. That ought to be like an educational anti-scam deal. Hey, when you go have one of your lottery tickets scanned, whether it's Mega Millions, whether it's Powerball, the Florida lottery, whether it's one of the scratchers. And you hand the ticket to the clerk and don't use one of the self-service little scanner machines, that you got to listen for the ta-da, ta-da, that noise. But Festa, man.
I thought that was the scam you're talking about. You can't steal books.
But that's happened. I know that over the years we've done stories like that where the clerk has said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Wasn't there some crazy story where it was like hundreds of thousands of dollars or like $1 million winning ticket? I think we did a story a long time ago.
Money, yeah,
where they scanned it and it just popped up on the screen, winner. And I don't know if it said what kind of winner they were, but well, maybe it would. Yeah, because it will tell you your $8 winner, $12 winner. But I remember we did a story years ago where the clerk just totally told the customer, "Nope, sorry, not a winner. You want me to throw this away?" Sure. And then the clerk pocketed the ticket for some big lottery score, but then got caught and got arrested. 6:50 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. 7 o'clock hour starts in just a matter of moments. And, of course, that includes an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ that happens about 7:25. When we get back, I got a pile of air travel crap that we got to get to. First of all, the story came out that TSA screened a record number of passengers in the last week.
Yeah.
Not even a holiday. I guess just summer travel.
Busy travel.
Yeah, even like at Tampa International. But I got this whole pile.
Is that the sound effect?
That sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly it, but that's close. Where'd you find that, Andrew? On YouTube. Hit that again. Hit that one more time. Yeah, that's sort of what it sounds like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it has the ching-ching cash register sound, but it does that little ta-da.
Dun-da-da.
Yeah, it's similar. It's not exactly the Florida lottery machine sound, but don't get racketeered. Don't get screwed over by a clerk named Fester.
I wouldn't go to a clerk named Fester anyway.
Or Dominic for that matter. Yeah, I got a very interesting pile of air travel issues. If you're going on vacation this summer, you might want to heads up on that. 6:51 at the MJ Morning Show. Looking for a great It is 7 o'clock exactly at the MJ Morning Show. MJ and Fester. Do we know where Roxanne is? She texted this morning, but did she send the new picture on where she is in Italy right now?
She hasn't given us any real locations.
Yeah.
She sent us a photograph of her in front of a Vespa.
Yeah.
And a photograph of her walking aimlessly down an Italian cobblestone street.
Let me also point something out. There's another photo of her where she says, no exaggeration, I've gained 10 pounds in my face. She says that all she's doing is eating.
Her face does look rounder.
That's why there's that place up in New York called Italy.
Her face does look rounder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say anything disparaging, but
she brought it up.
She did. She said she's gained 10 pounds, and then she says, in my face.
See, I can't tell if I gained 10 pounds in my face.
Hold on. I'll hold this up. I'm going to hold this up to MJTV. Folks, this is a reason why that you should check out MJTV. You realize that if you're listening now in the car, that later on during the course of the day, you can always go to mjmorningshow.com, and then on the top nav bar, you'll see MJTV. You click on that, and anytime 6 to 10 a.m., you can watch us live, or you can go back and on demand, roll the show back. You can, later on, after we're done at 10 a.m., at noon, 2 p.m., you get bored at work, You can just stick on our MJ TV, and later in the day, later tonight, you can watch us live in the studio on TV doing the MJ Morning Show. So let me select this.
I've been holding it to the camera all this time.
Oh, you've been doing it as well?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm holding it right. Roxanne sent this picture. I'm holding just Fester and me. We're both.
I'm doing the extreme close-up of Roxanne's face.
So it does. Her face, her jowls look a little more chipmunky.
They do.
Seriously, it's almost like she's storing nuts in there.
She might be.
No, but her listen, she brought it up. She sent us a text that she's gained 10 pounds, and then in my face. I'll show that as well. Look at this. So there's the picture, and then look at this. No exaggeration, I've gained 10 pounds in my face. I'm holding this up to MJ TV right now. I'm not lying. I've got proof right here. I'm holding it up to MJ TV.
But she hasn't replied back as to where she is right now. I'll
Right.
send her a message. I'll say, what part of Italy are you in right now?
Right. All right, 7:03 at the MJ Morning Show. So I got this pile of air travel stuff I want to get to in a second. I was just going through a pile of some material I didn't get to, and I'm like, oh, man, I meant to talk about this. Did you see this crazy story about a Tampa dentist?
No.
Who was charged with sending, like, death threats to, like, 42 different people?
Doctor. What?
Dr. Demented or something.
Does he have, like, a storefront or something?
Listen to this. The U.S. attorney announced a return of an indictment charging Richard Glenn Cantwell of Tampa with 3 counts of interstate transmission of a threat to injure. Yeah, if convicted on all counts, Cantwell faces a maximum penalty of 15 years in federal prison. According to the indictment and court documents, between August of 2019 and July of 2020, Cantwell sent threats to approximately 42 different victims. What the heck? Cantwell used email, social media, and text messages to threaten injury and death to various victims. During that time, Cantwell sent approximately 100 threats and various other disturbing messages.
How did he meet his victims?
When was this story? This story's in the last week or so.
Ago. Yeah, a couple days ago.
The 21st. Yeah, I pulled the story like 5 days ago, and I never got to it, and I just found it in a pile. I'm like, what would cause a dentist, a Tampa? Can you look this guy up?
Yeah.
Look, I want to see, where's his office located? I want to check out his Google reviews.
I imagine he's not open today.
All right, so type in, you got the guy's name, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's Richard Cantwell, Kantwill. And
he has 4 reviews on
healthgrades.com. Yeah, but what about like a regular Google like entry that a lot of businesses have where it has, can you find that?
I don't see like something advertising his business.
Type in dentist. After Dr. Cantwell Tampa, just type in dentist.
Dentist.
Yeah. Dude, you spent this. Dude,
Google corrects it. Google corrects it. The AI knows it before I type it.
All right. Yeah. It just has health grades. He's got a 2 out of 5 stars.
I wonder if these ratings are in the last week.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't tell.
Yeah.
These
are all in the last couple days.
Christine, today. Today's the 26th. A review on health grades from Christine. An embarrassment of a God-following man knew he was wacky when spouting his conspiracies during exams. Didn't know he was threatening real men of God at churches on the West Coast.
Is that what he's doing?
Typically, what?
Okay.
Then here's another one. When is this from? This is from May 14th of 2016.
This person seems to love the guy.
5 stars. One previous dentist office said I had 7 cavities and needed a tooth extraction. Dr. Cantwell showed my x-rays and there were no cavities and no tooth extraction, completely unnecessary. Very pleased with the ethical approach. I believe I finally found the dentist that is not there to sell me on everything, including drilling my teeth to make a buck. Definitely recommend.
That seems like some high praise.
But
All right, so he's all
that's,
over the place.
That's 2016. That's 8 years ago already. But where's his at? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Whoa. He was on Southdale Mabry. Where is this?
So it looks like he worked.
Oh, at Coast Dental.
He worked for a group.
Okay,
he didn't have his name on top of the building.
So he worked Coast Dental and Orthodontics. At least that's the last address, and that's according to WebMD. So I guess he worked for Coast Dental. Coast Dental. Wow. Is he still there? Can I?
I mean, is he there today?
Yeah.
Can I make an appointment for after the show?
I would love the guy to threaten death on me.
I would love to hear his conspiracy.
While checking out my teeth with that little mirror and pick.
If you don't take care of this plaque,
that's the worst. I'm
gonna blow up your house.
You know what? One of the worst things of being human is
what?
Going to the dentist and they use that little fine needle pick thing.
Yeah.
And they jam it in the cavities, and it gets in, and then it sticks, and it's you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When they're searching your teeth and they find a cavity and they stick that picker tool in there, and it gets stuck in the hole, and that is one of the worst things ever. I think losing a limb in a wood chipper might be better than that feeling.
All right, so according to WebMD, his Coast Dental is the one right next to PDQ on Southdale Mabry across from Plant High School.
Oh, wow. Wow, is he still there? Can you go to that location and see if they have their go to Coast Dental Southdale Mabry. Go to their Google entry and just see if they're still having him listed as a dentist on their website. Coast Dental Southdale Mabry. I bring it up. There it is.
There's the office.
Yeah, 23. So hold on. Go to their website.
Meet our dentists.
Yeah, meet our dentists. There you go. Meet our dentists. Hang on a minute. Nope, not him. Keep going. Keep going.
No.
Keep going.
No.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Nope. Looks like he's no longer there.
He's been taken off the page.
I see Dr. Mona Javid.
Yeah.
I see Dr. Karina Gilbert, Dr. Ivana Shafano. Oh, but wait a minute. It says teledentist.
I don't know.
Why does it say, what is a teledentist?
They have an oral surgeon that works there?
Yeah, Dr. Douglas Edwards. Yeah, they're doing your dental work remotely.
All right. Hold your molar up to the computer screen.
It's new WhatsApp technology.
Put your webcam up to your mouth.
Teledentist. All right. So what time is it? 7:09. I have time here. So I saw earlier this week that the TSA said it screened a record nearly 3 million people on Sunday. What was it this past Sunday? What was this past Sunday?
All the northern schools are out now.
Yeah, anyway.
So, I mean, the vacations for the north are starting to happen.
Huge day. The TSA screened a record nearly 3 million people on Sunday, and they're saying that even bigger crowds. Air travel is off the chain this summer. The number of air travelers moving through U.S. airports hit a record on Sunday, and it's probably going to get even worse, they say. The Transportation Security Administration said it screened nearly 3 million people at airports on Sunday, breaking a record set on May 24th, the Friday before Memorial Day. And that's what I was getting at. The Friday before Memorial Day and people traveling, I get it. But what the hell was it about last Sunday that brought record travel? I guess it's just, summer vacations or something. Anyway, so that's, sort of the headline here. Tons of people traveling. And if you're going to be one of those people traveling, I just have compiled over the last couple of days, last week, just this interesting list of air travel related things. Like, I don't know who puts this crap together, but the 5 states with the worst and best traveler airplane etiquette.
Oh.
How the hell how do you compile this? Oh, here are the 5 states where people are the most behaved on airplanes, or here are the 5 states where they're the worst people on airplanes.
And Florida will be on the worst list.
Well, hang on a minute. Let me get to this. And I would, they look at what? At arrest reports or disturbances on aircraft. It just seems like but worst behavior. But they're saying it's etiquette. It's not people that have been arrested and yanked out of their seat by airport police.
Because Florida would definitely win that one.
But, I mean, just people and etiquette. And they here's what they did. Here's how they got there. But, again, this is suspect to me. So how did they come up with the list? Well, they surveyed 2,002 air travelers in April, and they asked people, where they're from, where were they traveling to, and they compiled data of like anecdotal stories of people just having experiences on aircraft. So the states with the worst air travel etiquette.
Okay.
Coming in at number 5, it's Georgia. Number 4 is Texas. Number 3 is Virginia. Number 2 is Illinois. Number 1 is Iowa. What?
Iowa people?
Yeah, no, Florida. Worst etiquette. Worst airplane etiquette from fellow passengers. That's the list.
You sit next to Caitlin Clark or something? She's sitting there kicking you with her big knee?
All right, ready for the states with the best travel etiquette?
Sure.
Fester, exactly opposite of what you thought.
Oh, great.
Number 5 is Kansas. Number 4 is Ohio. Number 3 is Florida.
Oh.
Number 2, Wisconsin. And the state with the best airplane etiquette is Arkansas.
Does Arkansas even have planes?
Not until earlier this year.
Yeah, not until very recently.
First plane landed in Little Rock in February.
Wow.
As a matter of fact.
Had a big
now,
groundbreaking.
Here's some more like news that is possibly relevant to you if you're traveling. A baggage handler says, warning, you think you're being cute to identify your bag by putting those ribbons? You ever see the people that tie ribbons to the handles on their luggage?
My wife does that all the time.
There you go. Well, guess what?
Because you have black luggage, and she puts like neon pink ribbons on the handle.
Guess what? A baggage handler is issuing a warning. Don't put ribbons on your luggage because those ribbons can sometimes get in the way of the actual luggage tag with the barcode that gets scanned, and you might have a misscan. Your bag might not make it on the plane. Your bag might get rerouted. Your bag, something kaflooey might happen. So the baggage handler says, yeah, you might be trying to identify your luggage on the conveyor belt at the airport on the other end. Oh, look, honey, among all these bags, oh, there's our yellow ribbon. Guess what? You might never get your bag because the yellow ribbon that you're using to identify your bag might have gotten in the way of the scanning device, and your bag is all misrouted.
All right, that sounds like some fake luggage handler news.
Oh, you think that's fake luggage news?
I mean, if the guy would have said, oh, the ribbon gets caught in like the mechanisms or something is going to rip your luggage, I'd believe that.
Here's another one. Why you shouldn't check your luggage early. Another baggage handler. Don't check luggage early because sometimes it's there so early it gets mixed up with other luggage.
It sits around too long.
Yep, and sometimes that increases your chance of the bag just hanging around at the airport too long, and there's more chances for things to go wrong.
How early can you check a bag?
Oh, sometimes it's hours. Sometimes you can do it hours. If the counter's open, then you can check in hours and hours before.
Okay.
Yeah. So checking too early, your suitcase is going to be lower in a stack, and it has a chance of getting lost or last off the airplane in some cases. So look, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what some of these baggage handlers are saying. And then the folks that are trying to like load themselves up with all the clothing so they don't have to like carry on a bag and get charged on some airlines.
That's good thinking.
Yeah, well, you've seen the folks that are looking like the Michelin Tire Man because they're wearing like 7 sweaters and 12 shirts and I don't want to pay for a carry-on bag or check bag. I'm just going to wear all my clothing. Yeah, the airlines are cracking down on that crap, and they're saying. And there was one story where someone tried this, and all kinds of stuff's hanging off them. And the gate agent says, would you stop watching crap on the internet?
I mean,
really? Come on.
How are they going to crack down on it?
Just knock it off.
How do they know if I'm wearing 10 pairs of socks?
Cut the crap on that. What time is it? All right, hang on. I got a few more. I'm going to run a little late here.
It's all right.
I'm gonna bag the song on the other side of the stop set also.
I was hoping you would.
We're coming right back. Yeah, they're here for us, not for Jesse's girl. All right, so sorry.
I mean, they are.
All right, so 3 things that could land you on the no-fly list. Obviously, disruptive and violent behavior.
Okay.
skip lagging. Do you know what skip lagging is?
No.
You know what? Let me pick up on. I don't want to rush it. Let me pick up on this on the other side. All right. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. So I want to finish up with the 3 things that could land you on the no-fly list. And again, do you know what skip lagging is? You got to hear what this is. Oh, and also we'll wrap it up with what flight attendants hate about you, the passenger, and then a whole lot more. We got an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. We've got a new pile of Justin Timberlake stuff, some new interesting details. And there's also an item that happened in Tampa.
Something, Justin?
Yeah.
The week before?
Yep. When Justin Timberlake was here on, I think, Friday the 14th at Amalie Arena, something's coming out. It's something he did right here in Tampa. All right, hold on. That, and I haven't even scratched the surface. Just a lot is next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. If you're looking for a... Another hot mugshot. Yes, stumbled across another one. We'll get to that in just a bit. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is 7:26 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. It's like a magical sound now.
I really like that rejoiner.
Yeah. You know what that's from?
Where? I don't know.
This is so freaking obscure. No one is going to remember this. In the mid-1990s, the Roger and Me guy, the wacky freako guy, what's his face? Michael Moore. The guy that the satirist, and he did that Roger and Me movie. Then he got all kind of nutty and wacky, but he had a show, I think it was on Fox, called TV Nation. And it was kind of a smarmy, sarcastic news magazine kind of thing with vignettes. And it's kind of funny. And it ran for a short time. I think it was on Fox back in the mid to later 90s. And this was the theme song. I always like this. And then I stumbled across it like 6-8 months ago. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use this as rejoiner music. But I don't play a song after the commercial break. So there you go.
If you care, it was 94 and 95.
There you go. Look at that. I said mid to late 90s.
17 episodes.
It was very short-lived.
Yes.
But the theme song lives on royalty-free here on the MJ Morning Show.
Wow, that's cool.
All right, so let me just finish up with the airplane thing. And if you're just tuning in, 7:27 now, MJ Morning Show. And every morning around this time, we launch an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. No music, no commercials, just hour and 20 minutes. Oh, also, we have a special guest in studio today. We'll deal with that in a few minutes.
Yes.
So back over to what I was saying a few minutes ago, and we went through like an air travel list, just some interesting things, because TSA screened a record number of people last Sunday, and it's going to get even heavier. What they're saying is summer travel is off the chain, off the hook this summer. Every airplane is going to be jammed.
Yeah.
Every plane is going to be packed. You know, and airfares you're not getting a hell of a break. I mean, sure, you can like find little deals here and there, but the prices they're getting full boat in a lot of these tickets because the demand is so high. So right before the break, I was starting a list of 3 things that could land you on the no-fly list, and obviously, number 1 being disruptive or violent behavior on the airplane. That's a no-brainer.
That makes a lot of sense,
I mean,
of course.
you have to be a total schmuck on wheels, or in this case, a schmuck on wings, to act up and be a total douche on an airplane. I don't know what you're thinking. But the next one that could land you on the no-fly list is skip lagging. And this is more of an airline banning you. And an airline like Delta, United, Southwest, whatever, putting you on their like no-fly list. They can do that. They can refuse service. Skip lagging. Do you know what this is?
Now that you say it like that, I think I know what it is.
What do you think skip lagging is?
It's like if I'm trying to fly from Tampa to Charlotte.
Jess?
It might be cheaper to fly to New York with a stop in Charlotte.
Yep.
And then I don't get on the New York or the Charlotte to New York flight.
You get off in Charlotte.
And you get off.
Exact. So if you're flying Tampa to New York and you get the best fare flying, let's say, American Airlines, Tampa to Charlotte, then Charlotte to New York City, LaGuardia, Kennedy, whatever, your destination, you don't want to go to New York. You want to go to Charlotte. Exactly. You get off in Charlotte. And it was cheaper to do the New York leg than just buying the Tampa to Charlotte. That's skip lagging, where you get off the airplane and you're gaming the system.
And they expect you to show up at the gate.
Yeah.
Because they know you've taken the first part of your flight.
You've taken it?
Yeah, tooken.
You've taken.
Yeah.
It's not tooken.
You had it.
There's no word called
Doesn't
tooken.
matter. None of it matters.
All right.
Stop skip lagging my words.
So again, it's not a federal offense, but the airlines are cracking down on this, and they hate it. And I wonder, just for the heck of it, I'm going to only give it a minute or so. I'm not going to delay because I have a lot of things to get to here. Have any of our listeners, have any of you skip lagged? And you might have not even known what the term was. Anyone listening right now, have you done this deal where you're trying to fly from point A to point B, and there was a stopover, but you got off at the stopover because that's where you really wanted to go, and you never got on the second leg of the flight? I have done that. I've done that.
How'd you do that?
I maybe 15 years ago, a long time ago. I did it like once, and I never heard anything. I was never banned from the airline. I did it once. Anyone listening, have you skip lagged? That's what it's called. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Also, listen, we got a lot of airport folks, a lot of airline people listen to us. If you work for an airline here in the Tampa Bay area, or maybe you're listening online somewhere, what is your airline's policy? Or what happens when you catch somebody skip lagging? You know, what is the internal chatter on this? So if look at the phones.
Yeah, I don't think Tampa's
phones are already ringing. All right, 800-990-1047. That's how you get in. Have you done this? Have you been caught? Have you been warned? Are you an airport employee? 800-990-1047. I didn't think the phones were going to ring on this. I'm looking at a bunch of lines ringing right now.
Hell, if you did it 15 years ago, I'm sure a bunch of people have done it, even accidentally maybe.
800-990-1047. That's how you get in. Skip lagging is what it's called. It's not illegal. It's not a federal offense. There's nothing. TSA, nothing. FAA, the airline, they can enforce an internal policy and give you a hard time. And then also last year, no fly list for pets. again, not a TSA deal, but passengers who've traveled with pets that claim that they're service animals. If they get caught faking it, they crack down on the whole emotional support deal. But you can have the airlines, which can kind of no-fly list you on their airline. Last year, a Newark airport passenger said that United Airlines stopped her at the gate. They then photographed her little dog and informed her that the four-legged traveler was not allowed to board on the airline for life because of the misbehaved dog. So, Mike, every line. Every single line on this. Let me grab Tony in Clearwater. Tony, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Hey.
I love your show.
Thank you.
So I work for a major airline, and normally at the gate, and we experience everything. We come across a lot of skip leg people. They're the last to board. There's no more overhead space. Then we have to check their carry-on suitcase. And then they inform us that they're not going to their final destination. Well, you know what? Your bag is going to the final destination. Otherwise, we have to reprice there at the gate.
Yeah, all right. So if you're skip lagging, so the little tip here is if you're skip lagging, you better carry on. Don't check your bag.
Yeah, that's the trick.
That's the trick. But eventually, we do find out, and we try to reprice at the gate.
Wow. Thank you. Tony, do you want to say what airline you work for?
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's a major one.
That's fair enough, Tony.
You said a major one, right?
It's a major one.
Major one. And do you work at Tampa International?
Yes.
All right. Tony, have you ever seen me at the airport? Do I fly your airline?
Yes.
All right.
So wait a minute, Tony, you've seen me at the airport?
No, I haven't actually. Okay. I really haven't. No.
All right. Well,
but
Tony,
you do fly her airline.
If I do fly your airline, make sure you say hi to me next time if you see me, okay?
Will do.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Steve in Lutz. Steve, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, AJ. I absolutely have done this several times.
All right, so you're a skip lagger. So you're flying from point A to point B. You have a stopover. It was cheaper to do the one stop, and you get off at the first stop, not even intending to go to the final destination because that ticket was cheaper than flying the nonstop.
100%. The airline scored me one time, and I started doing that to get back.
Hold on, they scorned you?
Well, I paid for a seat. They bumped my flight when I was really trying to get home, and for a seat that I paid for, so I was bitter about that. So I was like, you know what? All right, I'll start doing that.
Well, and have you ever been caught, or have they ever warned you about skip lagging?
No, I didn't even know that they were up. That they looked into it. I would just look for. I used to live outside Washington D.C., a major hub.
Yep.
Flight from Cincinnati to D.C. was very expensive, so I would look for the most random flight that laid over in D.C.
Yep. There you go. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. All right, Carlo in Tampa. Carlo, MJ Morning Show. You're up. Hi.
Hey, good morning, MJ.
Hey.
So my wife and I are flying to Jamaica in August, and we have a direct flight from Tampa to Jamaica, but in the way back, we have a flight from Jamaica to Orlando to Wilmington, Delaware, and then to Tampa with a 6-hour flight delay.
And that was cheaper doing all that than flying directly back?
Yep.
So you're just going to get off. You're going to get off in Orlando, right?
Right, because then the flight directly from Jamaica to Orlando is like whatever, an hour or whatever it is, and then I have to wait 6 hours to fly back. So I'm just going to get up from Orlando, rent an Uber or rent a car and drive back to Tampa, and then go pick up my bags afterwards.
Wow. All right. So, wait a minute.
Hold
so
on.
your bags are going to travel all the way
To Delaware.
and then back to Tampa?
Yeah, that's the only way, because, I didn't know nothing about this. This is my first time hearing about this.
Wow.
So I didn't know what to do, so I was just going to let them travel.
All right, so wait a minute. So what about, was the price cheaper doing all the stops than doing the nonstop?
Well, it was. So, I tried to go with the cheapest route.
Yeah.
But, direct flight going and, that delay coming back.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it, Carlo. Have a good one. All right, last call on this.
That seems like a lot of hassle, Carlo, to take an Uber 85 miles.
Well, listen, sometimes it's significantly cheaper to play this little game. Sandra in Lakeland. All right, one more call on this, and I got to move on. Hi, Sandra.
accidentally. I didn't intend to, but there was a significant delay.
Hold on, hold on. Your cell phone's a little mucky. All right, say it again.
So I've done it accidentally.
Yep.
I didn't intentionally do it, but there was a significant layover, and it was going to be faster for me to just call one of my family members to come pick me up at the layover.
But did anyone say anything, or nothing ever happened?
Nothing ever happened, probably because there was a 4-hour delay.
Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate it, Sandra. But people have been doing the skip lagging thing and saving money, and the airlines are getting pissy about it. And they're actually telling people, don't do this again, or they're banning people from flying on the airline for gaming the system with the skip lagging. All right, quickly, before we move on, some of the things that flight attendants hate this. Being trashy, leaving trash all over the place. They hate what they call trashy passengers. And this also includes handing flight attendants trash during the non-trash pickup times.
They have enough trash pickup times.
Yeah. So they go up and down the aisle with their latex gloves on and with their trash bags, and they do it enough during the flight. They hate when they're just doing other things and you hand them trash. Just hold on to your crap and wait until they come through with the trash bags for designated trash pickup, okay? That's number one. Dirty diapers.
Oh.
Just go throw your own dirty diaper away. They don't like being the diaper depository. Yeah, they don't want you to hand them the dirty diaper. Just go to the restroom and put the dirty diaper in the lavatory receptacle. And don't try to flush that thing down the toilet. You'll cause the whole plane to divert. To somewhere with some kind of you'll have the blue stuff running down the aisle.
Hold on, airplane toilet can't handle a dirty diaper?
No, you can't.
I didn't know this. This is news to me.
You can't flush a kid's diaper down the air.
No.
Don't do that. No. And don't hand it to the flight attendant. They don't want to handle poopy diapers. Oh, they don't want to be poked. Oh, the flight attendants hate getting poked. The passengers that you kind of like. Hey, don't tap them. Don't poke them. They hate that.
But they love being called air waitresses.
Yeah. Also, they hate nicknames. Don't call your flight attendant like Sweetie, Puddin'. Hey, doll.
See,
yeah, don't.
I am a darling guy.
Yeah.
I call everybody darling.
Yeah. Don't call Philip the flight attendant Puddin', okay?
I call him darling. Hey, darling, can I get some ginger ale?
Yeah, and they don't want you to flirt with them. Just knock it off. So just among the things that the flight attendants totally hate. I think, the latest hot mug shot. Andrew, when was the last time we did the hot mug shot? Probably, a month ago? Yeah, and then folks said, she had kind of alien Spock ears. I thought the last mug shot was pretty hot. Fester, go to mjmorningshow.com. Folks,
sure.
This is a quickie. When you have time to hit up the website, take a look at this Florida mug shot from Marion County, a little north of us, and tell me if you think I'm out of my freaking mind or if this latest incarcerated honey has a hot mug shot. I go to mjmorningshow.com.
Okay.
Right.
Heard on the MJ Morning Show?
As heard. So go to mjmorningshow.com, and then near the top, you'll see the picture of the morning show crew, and click on that. As heard on the MJ Morning Show. And this is out of the Villages News. So the Villages News.
Florida's friendliest hometown.
Well, that's what the Villages is.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. So, courtesy of the Villages News, it was a story. Woman with booze in Starbucks cup arrested for DUI charge. Let me try that again.
One more time. Take two.
Let me try that as a professional broadcaster.
I like the amateur stuff. I mean, that was really, really good. Back to your college radio days.
Sound like my first day with the microphone. All right. So the headline is Woman with Booze in Starbucks Cup arrested on DUI charge, right out of the Villages News. I'm telling you, man, she's pretty cute. I'm talking about 20-year-old Nalini Annette Serrano. It's Nalini, Nalanie, Nalini.
What?
And Michelle, don't get pissed. Today's my 30th wedding anniversary, so
happy anniversary.
Thank you. I don't want Michelle to get pissed off. You're on our anniversary. You're oogling over a hot mugshot.
Hey, you don't make the news.
I don't make the news.
You just report it. That's
thank
right.
you. Look,
Listen,
Fester's my representative.
Listen, it's not his fault that Nalini.
No, Nalini.
It sounds like It sounds like you have like a mouth deformation saying Natalie.
Nalini. Yeah. So she had booze in a Starbucks cup, and she was arrested for DUI. 20 years old. Listen, Nalini, why don't you clean up your act? Getting boozed up and having booze in a Starbucks cup at 20 years old and getting pulled over and charged. This is no way to go through life, all right? Why don't you learn your lesson? Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that her mugshot, I saw, you can tell she's kind of, her eyes look red and bloodshot. Looks like she might have been crying.
Yeah, she's had a rough day.
Yeah, I think she was crying, but listen, I think the mugshot is pretty hot. And, on a day when she's not boozing it up out of a Starbucks cup and getting pulled over by Lady Lake police, if she looks good in this, then, hey.
If you could pull off the mugshot, look all right.
All right. So, during a traffic stop, a deputy found that Serrano had a strong odor of alcohol. She agreed to do a field sobriety test. She performed terribly.
Just awful.
Twisted tea and White Claw beverage containers were found all strewn in her vehicle. A Starbucks cup was in the center console cup holder, contained a very strong unknown alcoholic beverage that was orange in color. And wait till you hear this. She blew. Guess what Nalini blew?
Was she just crazy?
And folks, get your mind out of the gutter. Guess what Nalini blew? She blew a .221 and a .223.
Seems really high.
And sometimes the 223 will work fine with a 5.56. A few people get what I'm doing. All right, so she was arrested on a DUI charge, booked into the Marion County Jail. But take a look at her mugshot. Do I have cataracts? Or my what's that commercial? Do I have AM? What's the thing that Henry Winkler's all over talking about?
His
The
father-in-law had
the eye disease,
degenerative eye disease.
Yeah. Anyway, take a look at the mugshot. I think it's a pretty hot mugshot. And it's on our website. Go to mjmorningshow.com and click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show, and the story will pop up. There is some breaking Matthew Perry news. Of course, Matthew Perry, of Friends fame, found dead in his hot tub. And of course, they found drugs in his system. There's some breaking news on that front I'll get to in a second. First, though, ladies and gentlemen, if you would indulge me for just a moment. At 7:46.
Hello.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
To you. Happy anniversary. To you. Happy anniversary, Madam Michelle.
All right.
Happy anniversary to you.
You have this ability to make almost anything really awkward. This is a beautiful day.
It is.
And you sing that?
I know.
Ugh.
I know.
What was wrong? What was wrong with that?
Happy anniversary.
I was channeling my Marilyn Monroe.
Don't do that.
Who was the person that he supposedly was having an affair with?
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
30 years. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Wednesday, June 26th, 2024. On this date, 30 years ago, at the Radisson, Virginia Beach, right next to the Pavilion, the Virginia Beach Convention Center. Michelle and I got married.
Wow.
Hey, wasn't it the chaplain from your grandparents' church on base, right? Is the one that
he was a ship chaplain.
Yeah, a ship chaplain, a U.S. Navy ship chaplain married us, and he was the pastor that Michelle's grandparents went to his church, right? Wasn't that?
He was a substitute pastor at the
right.
church.
Michelle, can you believe it's been 30 years?
No.
30 years ago today, we tied the knot, and everyone said it wouldn't last. BJ said it wouldn't last. Fester, Froggy over the year.
We all thought it wouldn't last.
Do you realize, and Michelle, I know you've heard this story.
Wait a minute. Wasn't there an envelope hidden in the ceiling in the FLZ studio?
There were a bunch of envelopes, and that's exactly what I was about ready to. I was about ready to mention that.
The
Fester,
envelope game.
You want to tell everyone about the MJ Michelle marriage envelope game?
So
actually, I usually say envelope, but go ahead.
You guys, I mean, you have a very good relationship, but you have a very occasionally it's a very heated relationship. You guys have no problem, especially in front of the crew. If the two of you are going at it, the two of you, talk a little aggressively. So one time Michelle came in and just laid into
By the
MJ
way,
for
none of us, Michelle, neither of us have been busted for domestic violence.
Yeah, right.
I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
We've never ended up in an episode of Cops.
And listen, I subscribe to that too. If there's an issue, let's air it out now and get it over with. But Michelle came in one day and laid into MJ for something, and I'm sitting back, just like kind of in love. I'm like, this is great because I don't talk to him like this.
She rolled in live on the air and just ripped me like during a commercial break and left. Do you remember what it was?
I don't, but I'm sitting there just with the biggest smirk on my face.
Michelle, hold on, you got a memory like a trap.
I don't remember this.
All right.
And she storms out, and MJ's not saying a word. Then he leaves the studio, and I'm with several of the guys. I'm with Froggy, I'm with Hurricane, there's a couple of other people in there, and I'm like, hey guys, there's no way this thing lasts. This is it. She's gonna leave him now. And no. Hurricane's like, it'll at least last another year. It'll at least last until after law school, is what Hurricane said. Something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right.
She's gonna take my bucks and let me put her through Stetson Law, and then she's gone.
So I went to
She'll be a lawyer. She'll handle her own divorce.
She won't need him anymore.
Yeah.
So I went to go see Rhonda, and I got a bunch of
Rhonda, the receptionist.
I got a bunch of little J-Core branded envelopes. And I was like, everybody, write a date down that you think they're gonna break up, and we'll see who wins. Yeah. And I don't know how we were gonna figure out the winner.
And then you guys climbed on a chair, popped up one of the drop ceiling panels, and the envelopes went up in the ceiling.
Yes.
And then you were waiting for the announcement of us getting divorced.
And we're gonna open the envelopes.
Then open the envelopes
to see who was closest, who was right, who came as close.
Like the MJ and Michelle divorce high-low game.
And I even prefaced it with Price is Right rules are in effect.
Did you say Price is Right?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
It had to be the closest without going over.
Come on down. Yep. All right.
So anyway, we were all wrong. And happy anniversary, Michelle.
I was kind of...
Nobody guessed beyond 30 years?
I don't think anybody guessed beyond 30 months.
If anybody was correct, guess what would have happened? Now, what do they use this noise for on The Price is Right? Is this when...
Is that when you both?
Yeah, you know what?
Showdowns?
I think it's when you spin $1. No, I think when you spin $1 and you get the 1,000, and I think if you spin again, you get the $1 again, and I think you get like 25,000 or something. If you get the greens, you get like 10,000. But I think that's what happens when you spin the $1 twice. During the showcase, what do they call that when you try to get into the showcase showdown? Anyway, hey, Michelle, happy anniversary to you.
Happy anniversary to you.
And we will have a very special anniversary dinner tonight. I'm not going to tell anybody where because I don't want someone to, ruin it.
Do you want me to wear my wedding dress?
You know what? That is packed up. Where is that?
Oh, it's in the closet up here.
Yeah, it's all packed away and vacuum sealed like a seal meal.
I really think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little Bride of Frankenstein-y.
It is.
You don't need to. You don't need to pull this dress out from 30 years ago.
Yeah, just have her walk in with like blood stains and a knife.
Oh, God.
Yeah. All right. So, Michelle, I'm looking forward to having a lovely anniversary dinner with you tonight. We're also going to leave on a private jet right after dinner, so I'm not going to be here for the next 2 weeks, folks, as I'm surprising Michelle later tonight.
Yeah, okay.
I'm kidding. All right.
Yeah, I know you are.
All right, I'm joking. But no, I'm not going to say where our anniversary dinner is going to be. I don't want to get stalked or, some clown out there would try to ruin things or,
I would try to ruin things. What, are you kidding me? I'd egg you as you walk in.
But, Michelle, all kidding aside, Michelle, all kidding aside.
Yes.
If I had to do it all over again, I would do you.
Oh, see?
Really, though?
This way of making beautiful things awkward.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
What do you mean?
You did it again.
Michelle.
Remember Festa the other day when we were trying to tell him how socially awkward he is?
And he's like, I'm not socially awkward.
Oh, my God.
What are you? Like it's news to him that he's awkward. Oh, my God.
All right. All kidding aside, let me socially
Hey, here's a thought.
Yeah.
Why don't you, before you say anything, say it in your head. And if you think it sounds remotely awkward, don't blurt it out.
See, no. He doesn't have that much time. He just puts it out there and sees where it lands.
I know.
All right.
I mean, it's, you know what? It's. I guess it's humorous and it's made you, successful with that microphone in front of your mouth. But when we're at dinner with the kids and you do it, I mean, they just want to run or hide under the table a lot of times. It's like, oh my gosh.
You have the kids around the table and you're proposing a family toast. You're like, Michelle, I would do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know how many
What's
times,
happening?
Right. They've thrown up in their mouths so much as they've aged over the years and get his, awkwardness.
Anyway, seriously, Michelle, happy anniversary, 30 years. You've been a wonderful wife. You've been an incredible mother to our two kids, Julian and Chloe, and I couldn't ask for more. And listen, I have been challenging sometimes. Thank you for putting up with me. I truly do love you.
Okay. What is this, confession, therapy all in one?
It's like you're on death row and you have to get all this stuff off your chest.
Do you have something to say?
You remember that massage parlor that Robert Kraft went to over in Jupiter?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I know you.
Then afterwards, MJ, the good news for Michelle is after dinner, there's going to be very limited groping of her because you're going to go watch the 3rd season of The Bear.
That's right.
That comes out tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So you lucked out twice, Michelle.
They did it early for us because the 3rd season of The Bear on FX and Hulu.
Yeah, and Hulu, right.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out at midnight later, which would be the 27th, and they bumped it up. So The Bear is going to debut at 9 p.m. tonight. So it's a after anniversary. We're going for an early anniversary dinner, and then we'll go home and.
Well, you better get all your work done because you know my rule. I don't watch TV with you while you're working.
I know. Or meaningful TV. I've got background crap that runs, but meaningful TV.
Taser.
So I've been running Cops in the background. On Pluto TV, there's 30 seasons of Cops. And you got to watch the commercials. But I've been, when I've been doing work, doing all my prep for hours and hours, I'll just run the Cops episodes in the background. And that's Michelle's favorite part, where the cops go, taser, taser, taser. And then they launch the taser. And then the perp falls over like a rock. And Michelle just cracks up. That's Michelle's favorite entertainment.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, sweetie.
Happy anniversary, my Grace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And just like that, Michelle makes it awkward.
Yeah.
All right. Happy anniversary, MJ.
Well, listen, House of the Dragon's back, so she stepped up the Your Grace stuff. Yes, Your Grace. Yes, Your Grace.
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years. Can you believe
She could have killed you on the wedding day and got life in prison and be free today.
Hey, if you remember the story on our honeymoon, she almost drowned.
I never heard that. I know you went to Australia on your honeymoon. But I never heard that she almost.
Hang on. I don't. Do we ever tell the story? This might be breaking news on the MJ. Oh yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, Michelle, one more. Listen, it's my anniversary, folks. All right. Did we ever tell the story of you almost drowning on our honeymoon?
I don't think so.
All right, listen, 30 years later, let's go ahead. Tell it in 1 minute.
It's kind of embarrassing.
All right, just tell the story. Hurry up.
Well, I don't know how to swim. So you were diving. We were on that island, Lizard Island.
Yep, we went to Australia. We flew into Sydney. We did the Sydney area. We went to Melbourne. We went to Kakadu. We went to Darwin. The dingo ate my baby. We went to Lizard Island for like 4 days, and I scuba dived Lizard Island. And while I'm out diving, what happened?
I was just, looking for something to do, and they said, "Oh, you could go snorkeling," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess I could."
Oh, because they have those giant Pacific clams,
yeah,
like the size of like Barca loungers.
Right, and you could just walk off the beach, is what they said, and snorkel. But where we were was like this little, I guess you call it like a cove, and they said just go to the tip over here around to the next cove and you'll see those clams, and you can just snorkel around and then come back. But what happens is it gets a little choppier, and also it's a little deeper. You can't stand. And so I got over there, and all of a sudden I couldn't swim, and I couldn't stand, and the water was rougher.
Oof.
And so at some point I think I did just roll over on my back, and I said, "Well, there you go. That's it."
Yeah.
And I thought I was just going to float out to sea. But then I floated over to the, what do you call them?
The rocks,
barnacles.
the barnacles, yeah. And then you cut yourself up.
I had to climb up a big mountain that was all covered with barnacles and cut my hands and feet all off.
And then I come back, I'm like, what the hell? And then Michelle tells me that I was almost a widower on our honeymoon. I'm like, what the?
Well, you came to find me.
Yeah.
'Cause you came back and you said, where'd my wife go? Because you came back to the room and I wasn't there, and I said, do you have any idea? And they told you that they sent me to go snorkeling, and you basically yelled at them, "What are you, crazy? She can't swim!" And then so I had climbed the mountain, and I was just walking with my bloody feet and hands down the path back to the room, and I heard your feet pounding, running in the direction of where they had told you I'd gone.
Well, I'm glad you didn't die 30 years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Looking forward to dinner tonight. Love you.
I love you too.
Right.
Bye.
30 freaking years. Unbelievable. 8 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show as an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ rolls on. Every morning about 7:25, we do an hour and 20 minutes nonstop. No music, no commercials. And, of course, the MJ Morning Show is only on Q105, 104.7 FM. WRBQ, HD1 Tampa, Beasley Media Group station. I'm MJ with another hour of Tampa Bay's hits of the 80s, 90s, and more. Just reading the ID card right here.
So at radio stations, they literally
Tampa
have
Bay's commercial free. Q105.
Yeah. All right, so at radio stations, they actually have top of the hour ID cards for the jocks to read.
Exactly. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be totally obnoxious. Hey, let's say hi to Hadley. Hadley in studio this morning. Fester's kid.
Hello, Mr. MJ.
The precocious Hadley is in the studio. Hey, great. I heard you have jokes for us.
Yes.
All right. I'll tell you what. Hold on to your joke. Oh, wait a minute. They're written down? She has show prep.
She has good jokes.
All right. Hold on. Hadley and her 12-year-old. When do you turn 13?
October 10th.
All right. So you're still 12.
Yes.
All right. 12-year-old Hadley, Fester's daughter, with her jokes in just a few minutes. Couple of things first, though. I said there was some breaking news on the Matthew Perry front, also Justin Timberlake, and something's emerged from the Tampa concert. I got to call Chloe on that because Chloe was at the show.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she saw this. But breaking news here on the MJ Morning Show, multiple people, sources say, this broke yesterday. Multiple people may be charged in connection to Matthew Perry's death. according to a report. Police believe multiple people should be charged in connection with the death of Matthew Perry last October, according to People magazine. A law enforcement insider told People that the federal investigation into his death will wrap up soon and a decision about whether or not to press charges will be made. Page 6, they reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office for comment, did not receive an immediate response. A law enforcement source says that there's a full-bore investigation. And you know what's happening here is they found the illegal drugs in his system. They found the ketamine.
Right.
The ketamine without a prescription in his system, and he obviously ketamined himself into a slumber, and he drifted off and drowned in the hot tub behind his house. So through the investigation, it sounds like they've been able to find out who supplied Matthew Perry from friends the ketamine that led to his death.
Yeah, after a lot of police work, they found out that it was Joey and Ross.
No, it was Marcel the monkey.
The monkey,
yeah.
yes.
Marcel the monkey is a street level dealer.
A little drug running monkey.
He tells you he's selling one drug. No. It's all laced up with fentanyl. So hey, you got to be very careful.
Not buying drugs from a monkey is actually really, really good advice.
And of course, Matthew Perry died last October at the age of 54 from the acute effects of ketamine. It was ruled accidental. His autopsy report from the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office also listed drowning, coronary artery disease, and buprenorphine, another opioid. Man, I've never seen this one.
I'd have to ask the monkey. I don't know.
Or I'll call my favorite pharmacist at Publix on West Kennedy. Buprenorphine.
Okay.
An opioid is also a contributing factor. But don't be surprised if there are some charges going to come down from whoever the dealers were or whoever facilitated Matthew Perry getting the ketamine. Remember, a bunch of the Friends folks said he was doing great. Who was it? Was it Monica? What's
Courtney
her?
Cox.
Was it Courtney Cox?
She came out and said they talked a week earlier.
Oh, he's doing great. He's clean and then he's floating in his freaking hot tub.
Tell you a funny thing about addicts. They can make themselves look like they're doing pretty well if they want to.
Things could have been different if Marcel knew CPR.
They had to teach that monkey to be a drug runner instead.
Yep. And then we've got this Justin Timberlake deal, which I don't know what took so long. I'm trying to figure out if this is just some kind of an invented story or why didn't this come out earlier? Why did it take the DUI arrest of Justin Timberlake for this item to come out, which apparently happened right here in Tampa during his June 14th Friday night show at Amalie Arena, where my daughter Chloe was. Timberlake was caught on camera slapping a fan's hand away. So while he was performing, was there like, Chloe would know this, if there was like a catwalk, and apparently a fan, while he was singing and performing in Tampa on the 14th, a fan reached out and touched him, and that Timberlake angrily slapped the fan's hand away mid-song, mid-show.
Was the fan aggressive? Were they overly grabby?
It was caught by another fan that was videoing it. A fan tried to reach out and touch him, and Timberlake was slapped the hand away.
Why is this news? I mean, you don't touch the singers. I get that.
Feeling something touch his torso, Timberlake looked down before growing visibly angry and slapping the fan's hand away hard as security also stepped in to help. Fans rushed to comment. One said, "Oh my God, OMG. Last time I saw a hand swat like that was when I took one too many cookies and my grandma caught me." Another said, "He's an ass like every other celebrity. Don't want to be touched. Stay out of the crowd."
Yeah, he doesn't want to be touched and grabbed. Okay, that makes him an ass.
Hold on. Let me just call Chloe, because Chloe was at the show. I don't know if she saw this, but why is it taking this long for there to be a fan swatting allegation from Amalie Arena a couple of weeks back when JT Justin Timberlake was here? I don't know.
You want to know why? They're making a big deal out of nothing.
Well, that's what I'm...
You know, I mean, listen, you talk about all this consent and touching people. You can't grab JT as he walks by, no matter how good his butt looks.
And Chloe had really good seats.
She was...
Yeah, hey, Chloe.
Yeah.
Are you listening to the show?
No.
Where are you right now?
My room.
Okay, are you going to work today?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. All right, her internship. Yeah, Chloe is having a great internship down at the state attorney's office under the leadership of Susie Lopez, doing a phenomenal job as the Hillsborough County State Attorney. Did you see? Are you listening? Yes or no?
She said no. She's in her room.
All right,
She's not listening.
I forgot.
Chloe, you went to the Justin Timberlake concert a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Did you see Justin Timberlake swat a fan's hand away that reached out to try and touch him?
No.
And you were close, right? You had good seats.
Yeah.
It looked like he was very close to the crowd, and a fan reached out to try to touch him. And all these days later, the story's coming out that he swatted a fan's hand away.
Was he still on the stage, or was he, because he also did a walk around, like he walked around the whole floor?
It looks like he's elevated.
Huh.
Did he walk around the floor at floor level, or did he have some type of platform?
No, he walked around on the floor level, so he was on the main stage, which me and my friend were right next to.
Was he able to walk a straight line? Did you notice? Did he do any heel to toe?
Yeah.
Did he sing heel to toe?
All right, this next song is called The Alphabet.
All right, tilt your head back and touch your fingertips to your nose.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to know if you noticed anything, but you did. This seems like a non-story, actually. Yeah.
Now, every little quirky little thing that's happened in the last 6 months about this guy will start trickling out because of this DWI arrest in New York.
All right. See you later, Chloe.
Okay, bye.
Bye. And then a couple of other related things. The rookie cop who they called the snot-nosed D-bag, or
the redheaded douche or something like that.
The redheaded bleep head.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right, something like that. Yeah.
No, it wasn't something. It was that. This 24-year-old brand new rookie cop out in Sag Harbor, the Hamptons, Long Island, who arrested Justin Timberlake. The locals say he enforces traffic laws like he's a traffic Nazi, and they call him the red-headed head. That's what they call the guy. But wait a minute. Now news has come out that he saved a resident's life with Narcan just a few days before the Justin Timberlake incident.
The guy sounds like a pretty good young cop. He obeys and enforces the law.
Yeah. Another source says that the young officer who busted Justin Timberlake has done an excellent job. A week prior to the Justin Timberlake bust, he actually saved a 25-year-old from an overdose by administering Narcan.
I mean, the purposes of having laws are to have law enforcement enforce them, right?
I've got 6 hits of Narcan. Seriously. I've got 6 hits of Narcan that Julian gave me because up at NYU, you go to the pharmacy, they want like $49.99 for Narcan, right? And they say, hey, you should carry this around in case you can save somebody. Well, then give it out for free. Don't make me pay $50. But here's the deal. Julian up at NYU in New York, they were handing out pouches of Narcan like they were Jolly Ranchers. So Julian got his hands on like 20 Narcans, and he gave me...
It seems like a lot.
I've got, those old bank bags? Remember the old like zippered...
Yeah, like the cash bags.
Not the canvas sacks, but remember those old like deposit bags? They were like rectangular vinyl zippered.
Yeah.
I have an NYC Health Department zippered bag like that, and I got it packed with Narcan.
So,
you know what I want to do? Can we Narcan you on the show and just see what happens?
Yeah, if you give me the opioids first.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a party, man. Yeah, that sounds like a great time.
No opioids. I just want to Narcan you. See what happens if you Narcan somebody that's not ODing on an opioid?
Why don't we make this really fun and give each of us a Narcan needle and we fight at it?
No, it's not a needle. What
is it?
It's
I don't know what it is.
It's like you squirt it up the nose. It's not a needle.
I don't know.
No. Narcan.
I've only seen Pulp Fiction.
Narcan's like an Afrin kind of thing. You stick it up the nose and you squeeze. It's a liquid.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a nasal. You squirt it up the nose. It's like a mist.
Admittedly, I don't run around with too many people with opioid addictions. Unfortunately.
All right, next week we'll Narcan Fester on the show live.
So
with no opioid overdose. We'll see what happens.
You said last week or maybe earlier this week when I think you said before you had several Narcans that you were going to keep one in your workout bag.
You know what? I asked Michelle. I keep forgetting to grab. Michelle has them put away upstairs.
Right.
And I just need to. Michelle, do me a favor. I know you're listening. Can you find the Narcans and put them on the coffee table in the living room? Because I want to put a Narcan in the car. I want to put a Narcan in my bag here.
So
I want to put a Narcan up my butt.
Okay, you keep one there for safekeeping. Two things. One, you should take one to your 30th anniversary dinner just in case the waiter flips out. Second,
so in case my waiter tonight has an opioid overdose, well, then I can administer Narcan right on the restaurant floor.
You save the day. Second.
Yep.
Last week, several people contacted the show advising you not to keep it in your car because your car gets to 120 degrees and it might change or it changes the Narcan.
Reduce the efficacy of the pharmaceutical product? Is that what you're saying?
You can use your fancy words all day long.
Okay, I shall.
I'm telling you, we were contacted several times not to leave it in a hot car.
Okay.
I want to just pass it along.
Well, I'll keep the car running with the air conditioning
at
on.
all
How
times.
about that? That's what I'll do.
Engine running for Narcan.
All right, let's say hi to your daughter, Hadley.
Hello, Hadley.
Hello, Father.
All right, so Hadley is sitting in Roxanne's position right now because Roxanne is in Italy.
We have her location, too.
Oh, that's right. Oh, Fester.
She once shared her location with my father, and we still have it because she accidentally pressed full-time location sharing.
Oh,
you're right.
That's never been turned off?
Yeah, it's never been turned off. We just didn't turn it off for the fun of it.
No, yeah, I told Roxanne if she wants to.
Let me see the map.
Here.
Show it to me. Let me see.
Here's my
phone.
phone.
We can find out where Roxanne is right now in Italy. Oh, and she is.
Hadley, you're right. I forgot about that.
I was big-brained.
You were big. You big-brained it. Good job, kid.
She's on. She is on.
What?
Not Capri. She is on Ischia. Yeah, she's off the coast of Naples right now, and she's in Ischia. I've been to Capri, the Isle of Capri. Don't say Capri. It's Capri, and she is on Ischia right now.
Okay.
Yeah, literally, we could track her. She's on the Morons Beach right now. She's on Morons Beach, right next to the Hotel San Giorgio, Terme, Ischia, and that's where she is.
I completely forgot that I have Roxanne's location at all times.
We can track her all through Italy.
This is great.
I can call the Carabinieri on her, the military-style police, and say that she's a drug runner. She's on the beach right now.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Here we go. So that's where Roxanne is. So Hadley, Fester's daughter, came in this morning, sitting in Roxanne's seat, and your dad tells me that you have some jokes that you want to run by us?
Yes, I do.
How many jokes do you have? Well, you just about. You don't have to count it.
We have 4 sheets. Each sheet has
All right,
two on them.
right into the mic. Drop the microphone a little lower for yourself.
Talk right into the mic.
Okay, right into the mic. Okay, so let's go.
I have 4 sheets, and each sheet has 2.
I don't know if I'm going to get to all the jokes, but let's go. Let's give me joke number 1. 12-year-old Hadley.
Why should you not make fun of a paleontologist?
Why should you not make fun? Do you know what a paleontologist is?
Yes, they dig up dinosaur bones.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I'll take that as
that's
good. I will I will take that. That's an
Why should
acceptable
you
answer.
not make fun of a paleontologist?
Yeah, tell us.
You might get your ass kicked.
That's a good joke.
Little Jurassic Park
That's
humor
a good
there.
joke. A little
Might get your
paleontology humor.
giraffes kicked.
Yes, okay.
All right.
well,
All right. Next, hey, Andrew, where's my laugh track noise? Can you?
Or the rim shot.
Yeah.
Do we have a rim shot?
Yeah. Do me a favor. Give me a rim shot and put up my sitcom laugh track. Would you please?
All right, that was a good starter joke.
Yeah, I like that. All right, next joke.
What did the aliens say to the flower bed?
What did the aliens say to the flower bed? I don't know. Tell me.
Take me to your weeder.
Flower bed humor, man.
Take me to your weeder.
That's a solid joke. That's not it. That's not it.
All I have is the lottery sound right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right. Next.
All right.
What do Japanese monsters eat?
Oh no.
What do Japanese monsters eat? I don't
We
tell us.
stole this one off of a website that gave us dad jokes.
All right. What is it?
Ramen.
Raw men. Gotcha.
Hadley, I told you to stay away from the ethnic jokes.
I
told you the one rule I told you: stay away from the ethnic jokes. If
ramen.
you go with the Japanese monster.
Ramen. Listen, all right. Next one. Go ahead.
What do you call a fake spaghetti?
What do you call fake spaghetti?
An impasta.
Pretty good.
All right. Next.
Pretty good.
Up next page.
Oh, she even
What do you get when you cross an angry sheep and a moody cow?
What do you get?
A bad mood.
All right. Next.
That's pretty funny.
What did the Atlantic Ocean say to the Pacific Ocean?
What?
Nothing. It just waved.
All right.
All right.
Are we about done with this ad?
I think that's about it.
You got more?
Yeah, you just jumped the shark in the ocean right there.
The ocean joke?
Yeah.
What kind of egg did the evil chicken lay?
What kind of egg did the evil chicken lay? Tell us.
A deviled egg.
All right, I think we're
going downhill.
Diminishing returns now.
You know what the thing? You should have ended with a Jurassic joke, or even the raw men.
No,
joke.
the raw men. The raw men. I would have
joke.
ended it there. Unless you think you got a killer one to salvage yourself.
You have something to finish with? You have a big finish?
My friends told me about this movie that just came out called Constipation. Oh wait, it's not out yet.
You've been telling that joke for years. You've been telling that joke for years. And you even messed it up. It says, have you heard about the joke? Have you heard about the movie named Constipation? Oh, no, it hasn't come out yet. You messed it up.
What's green and red and going 100 miles per hour?
What?
Frog in a blender.
Damn, that's a good joke. That's a good joke.
Yeah,
I get it from you.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, that was around.
That one from you.
That was around when I was 12.
Yeah, Frog in a blender is
Hadley, always a pleasure to have you in studio. I don't know why this is a story on the Channel 8 website.
Why? What is it?
I seriously, I don't know why this is a story. I don't condemn. I don't condone this behavior. I condemn this behavior, but are two thieves walking out of Publix without paying for their pub sub? Should that be a story on the Channel 8 website?
All right.
$20.
Do you want to know the truth?
Yes.
It is, and I've heard this from our web gurus.
Mm-hmm.
If you put the name Publix in your title,
it jams up your clicks.
People are attracted because everybody shops at Publix.
Right.
And the click count, and because it's all about clicks, it's all about listicles,
Oh, my
people.
God, tell me, man, I want to rip my freaking eyeballs out if I
know.
hear about clicks and this and that and unique and that and the page views and that.
But
yeah.
Publix stories always do well. So anytime anything happens at a Publix, from something minor to something major,
And
you're going to hear about
This
it.
is not even immediate Tampa Bay area. It happened down in Fort Myers, happened down in Lee County.
Doesn't matter because it's Publix, people click on it.
The headline, this is a Channel 8 story on their website. Pub sub thieves. Couple accused of stealing sandwiches from Florida Publix. What the? I mean, I would think that they stole the sandwiches and then they cracked the safe in the manager's office and made out with $59,000 in cash. No, They stole 2 subs valued at $21.28. And that's a huge... I believe in going after small crimes. I do. I'm a believer of broken windows policing. You go after the small crimes because the small crimes lead to the big crimes, the middle crimes, or the small crimes lead to the middle crimes lead to the big. And that's, broken windows policing, where you go after the small stuff to try to curtail the medium and the bigger crimes. And look, I've got zero tolerance for thievery, shoplifting. I find it appalling. I'm just trying to figure out, is this a story? Deputies are searching for 2 suspects. It's the great pub sub heist of 2024 in Lee County. The sheriff's office says a couple walked into the Publix on Del Prado Boulevard. Oh, this is Cape Coral. On Saturday, looking for their online order, 2 whole turkey subs, pub subs. When they couldn't find their orders, the deli clerk made them brand new ones, and they just walked out without paying. And according to the report, each sub was $9.99.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. And the total with tax brought the subs to $21.28. And they've got surveillance video snapshots. There's a whole manhunt out for the $21 pub sub thieves from Cape Coral. Do they have them on the traffic advisory signs on I-75 yet?
Yes, it's a sub alert.
It's a sub alert.
I mean, they have the purple alert, the silver alert, the blue alert. Now they have the sub alert.
Oh, man. They left. The parking lot surveillance video at Publix caught them leaving in a black Ford Explorer about 3:57 p.m.
Let's have a countywide bolo on.
If anyone recognizes the couple or has any information about the great pub sub heist, contact the Lee County deputies.
Yeah, they have like 10 officers dedicated to this case.
There's a task force.
Yeah. We're going to solve it, boys.
Got the dogs out.
And then they robbed the cash office, right?
No.
Then they rolled over the Loomis truck outside, right? They shot the guy carrying the big bag of cash.
They did nothing. This whole story is over $21.28 and the ripoff of 2 whole turkey pub subs.
Again, I don't condone it, but...
that's what I'm saying.
I know.
That find them, arrest them. I have zero tolerance for any theft. I don't care if it's a 5-cent little Jolly Rancher at the counter at some diner, or a little 25-cent York peppermint patty. Don't steal anything, but I just don't know if it warrants even the airtime on the MJ Morning Show.
If anything, it's gotten me hungry for a pub sub.
Oh, man. Let me run something by you. Is this a just shut up and mind your own business kind of deal? Speaking of airplanes and air travel, very, very heavy this summer. This woman plastered this next item all over social media, trying to alert what she thinks is the wife of a guy that she saw cheating on a suspected wife at the airport and on the airplane. Should a third party that observes what she thinks is a married guy because he has a wedding ring on and he's flirting and hanging with and canoodling and getting close and apparently kissing a stranger that he met at the airport, is it the third person? Is it a woman's position to try to post this all over social media to alert the wife, hey, do you know what your husband's doing while traveling? All right, let me give you the details here. And it's a woman that caught a hubby cheating on a flight, and she is now saying, I'm doing the Lord's work in exposing this guy. So should she do this or just stay out of it and mind her own business? She caught this, what she says is an unfaithful husband.
And she knows this how?
Getting all frisky with another woman mid-flight. This woman named Caroline Rened or Carolina Enid. Yeah, well, it's Caroline and then Rened, and posted this video online with the caption, if this man is your husband flying United Airlines Flight 2140 from Houston to New York, he's probably going to be staying with Katie tonight. That's the caption to this video clip. And she's clearly trying to get this guy in trouble. So far, 24 million online views.
Wow.
And she showed video and pictures of the married man and this woman, only known as Katie, completely getting all close and all touchy-feely during the 4-hour flight from Houston to New York.
She has no information. How does this Caroline know that he's doing this? Is he talking about his wife?
Got video, it has pictures.
I see the video.
Yeah. So the question is, now I can unmute.
Where is it?
Right there. Yeah. She's just running music. Yeah. So she's not saying anything, but she's like taking a picture, like a selfie video of herself, and then aiming the camera to the row just behind her to the right across the aisle. And you could see the guy. The guy's wearing a mesh baseball cap. He's got a bright green shirt on and getting all close and touchy-feely. But apparently this went back to the airport even before they boarded the flight. Some of the comment, you know what? I'm just curious here. And I see the phones have already started ringing. What are your thoughts on this? Should this woman just mind her own freaking business, or should she try to alert? I mean, you've got 24 million plus views. This could get back to the woman on the other end of that wedding ring on the guy.
According to this TikTok person.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't know any details here.
So would you like to comment on this? If this scenario is as it appears, you think the woman should do what she says is the Lord's work to try to alert the wife? If this is your guy, look what he's flirting with during this flight. Should she be doing this, or should she mind her own damn business? Any thoughts on this? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Yeah. And you know what? I never got to this story. I had this in the pile last week. There's a social media influencer, and I hate that. Oh, social media influencer. And I remember her name was Madison. I don't remember her last name, but you can easily find the story. About a week or two ago, and I printed the story. I had it in my prep pile. I just never got to it. But there was a social media, influencer hack by the name of Madison who claimed that she was going to expose all of the guys, I think she called them weasels, who lusted over her bikini photos. She posts these skimpy bikini photos online on her social media, and then you've got guys that comment, and she's saying, I'm going to expose all the weasel men who are ogling me and my bikini shots.
Yeah, that's a new trend in this community. Remember last week, or maybe the week before last, we had a woman walking around a supermarket in a very revealing outfit, and she photographed like some old man looking her way.
It was at the checkout counter.
And she's like, don't look at me, creep.
Yeah, we talked
Keep
about
your eyes to yourself, dirty old man.
Called him a meat sack or something. Meat bag.
Something, yes.
Yeah. So this was another social media influencer, and she was in line at the checkout, at the aisle. She was checking out at the supermarket, and she was getting checked out. And there was a guy behind her and wanted to turn it into like an event by claiming that, this guy's like, looking at her rear end. And I mean, this young woman is just full of herself, wearing like the tightest Lycra spandexy Lululemon workout pants that she possibly could. And I didn't even see the guy just looked her way. I didn't see the guy staring at her butt.
But she's making a post about this that got 10 million views.
Yeah, the whole world, look at me. The whole world's looking at me. I mean, shut the bleep up. All right, let me go to phones on this. Just out of curiosity, do you think another woman on a flight should make a big deal out of a guy who's married that's getting close to a woman he met at the airport and next? Oh, and the other part of the story is, and this is important, then I'll grab calls here. Every line is jammed. When a line frees up, if you want to comment on this, 800-990-1047 gets you in. 800-990, one just dropped. All right, call just dropped, so a line just opened up. 800-990-1047. But the story goes on, apparently, that the guy and Katie, and she doesn't know the guy's name, but she overheard the guy calling this woman that he met at the airport, Katie. So that's how we know that her name is Katie. So she writes that the guy and Katie met at the airport bar and haven't left each other's side since. He convinced her to change her seat so he could sit next to him and they could drink and hold hands and touch during the flight. I wouldn't have known that he was married if he hadn't been wearing his wedding ring. All right, let's go to phones. Should this little busybody mind her own business, or do you agree with her trying to expose this guy and shooting surreptitious over-the-shoulder video?
Doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, that's what she says. Sheila in Largo. Hey, Sheila, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Mind her own business, and how does she know they weren't role-playing?
Okay, all right. I mean, a little...
When married people do that.
So you're suggesting that Katie was the wife, but they were pretending that he picked her up at the airport bar and then sat next to each other on the airplane?
Yes.
Yeah, how does she know they didn't plan that on the way to the airport?
You know what? This is an exciting new twist I need to bring to my 30-year marriage. I need to start doing some meet this Michelle by accident in the airport and then start rubbing her thighs.
Yeah, well, sometimes people do that.
All right, Sheila, thanks for the call. But Sheila said, mind your own business. Tabby in Tampa. Tabby, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning. I was actually thinking about the two articles that you shared, and one was the video with the airplane. That woman is doing the Lord's work. She is telling on someone who is clearly covertly attempting to cheat on their partner. It is very obvious by that video. But then you mentioned this incredibly thirsty woman who is essentially working in a specific industry, and it would be the equivalent of posting a video of you in that industry and then getting mad that you had an audience who watched
That's
it.
exactly
And that's
right.
wrong.
100% right. But, Tabby, you support the woman on the airplane trying to expose the guy who she thinks is cheating.
Absolutely.
Tabby, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 39.
Thank you very much, Tabby. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Joe in Longboat. Joe, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, I love your show. I get you staticky in the morning when I'm coming out of Punta Gorda towards Sarasota, but then you come in solid once I get into Marina Jack. But anyway.
Hold on. So down at Longboat, we're a little staticky, and then where do we clear up?
No, you're staticky all the way out from Punta Gorda on 75 till I hit towards Bee Ridge.
Oh, till you get up to Bee Ridge.
Yeah, in Sarasota, it really comes in good.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Joe.
Well, this lady, first of all, just because he's wearing a wedding band, how does she know he's not separated? He's a widower. He just never took off his ring. I mean, that's the other option, too, is just because he's touchy-feely with the lady. The guy could have lost his wife. He never took off his ring. There's a lot of different circumstances. I think she should mind her own business.
Yeah, and listen, all those are valid points, Joe. You're right. And
wow, Joe has a deep book of excuses.
No.
And Joe, maybe you've been pinched a couple times.
Joe's been picking up women on airplanes since 1987.
He had those answers ready to go. Oh, what do you mean?
I have summer kids. Some here, some there, some everywhere.
You got summer kids. All right, Joe, thanks for the call, buddy. Thanks for listening. And Ed is next on Treasure Island. Ed, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Ed.
Yeah, hi.
Ed.
I'm a 67-year-old grandpa with a beer belly. I'm wondering if I should take photos and video of all the people that look at me if I go into a grocery store wearing a Speedo.
Right.
Commenting on that thirst trap influencer. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. Jane in Tampa. Clearly, it's going to be Jane Castor, the mayor. Jane, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you. It's not Jane Castor, I promise.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I say mind her own business, and the reason why is because I actually just saw an update on the video, like first thing this morning,
Yep.
that the wife knows.
Oh, hold on a minute. I don't even know that. This is breaking news. This is why I love taking phone calls. So hang on. Jane, you have an update and tell us the wife knows?
Yes. So, as you said, like the video got like 24 million views or whatever. So a bunch of people saw it, and it got back to the wife, whose name is Tanya, and she posted her own video saying that she knows he's flirty. They're in a relationship or a marriage where they're okay with that. He works a lot away from the house, things of that nature. So, I mean, for me, it's just a kind of mind your own business thing, because you never really know what goes on in a personal marriage unless you're in it. And, you know, to kind of draw attention to this couple who is okay with it, you know, it would suck either way. If you find out and it's bad, or you find out and it's okay,
Wow.
Either way, you're all over social media.
All right, so the wife knows. Listen, if you've got 24 million views on something, the odds are that the wife's going to find out. And she's making excuses. Oh, he's just flirty?
Yeah, she says that he's okay with it, that she knows about it, and she said that Katie is also not a one-off. Katie knows about her as well, and he's met up with Katie several
Okay.
times.
But this woman, she's a little out of bounds for doing this in the first place, right?
Wow. Because then
the woman who posted the original video was a little bit out of bounds in the first place.
Yeah, and apparently now I'm not 100% sure on this. I had to stop because I was driving, but they're saying that her original video is no longer available. So I don't know if she just kind of felt bad and took the video down, or if she's, you know, regrouping to kind of say something.
Right. I'm sure she got a lot of haters as well as the poster. But also, I don't know if you saw this, but I forgot to mention this. Apologize. But before the video or the update that you just heard about, the woman that took the video also said that the guy and Katie were making out and that they ended up in the bathroom together.
Yep, I saw that too. That
right.
she like followed them around. Craziness. But
I don't know. I don't know how the wife could put up with that if that's accurate. But hey, thanks for the call, Jane. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Love you guys.
Thank you. Love you too. Taryn in Tampa. Taryn, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing well. What's the story?
I'm surprised. Like really, you really never know. She recording something and never know the actual real reason why it's going on like that.
Yeah, she didn't have all the facts necessarily. And, you know, should she have butted in? And that's why we're taking calls. Should she have minded her own business? Taryn, thanks for the call. Rebecca, Land O'Lakes. Hey, Andrew, I'm going to take like three more here. I'll grab Rebecca now, then Yodi, then Bernice, and then I got to move on. Rebecca, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well, Rebecca. Hit it. Go.
So I think she should have minded her own business. Like Jane had said, you don't know what's happening in somebody's personal marriage. They could be swingers. They could be open marriage. And really, it's nobody else's business. And all she did was put them on blast.
That is true. Apparently put on a 24 million view blast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a
All
pretty
right,
big blast.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've been listening to you guys since MJ and BJ.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate your loyalty to the program, and spread the word that we're back. You know, one of the things, Rebecca, before I go to the other calls, I just want to point something. I want to point something out. So yesterday, and listen, we've got a lot of listeners. You know, I have a bunch of sponsors on the show that I do the live commercials for, and they get great response. You know, all the different places that I do my live endorsements for. I got a few coming up at the end of our hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ, and I know our response is great. Our clients are like, man, we're so happy with the leads, the business that you're turning on to us. But like yesterday was a little bit of a frustrating day. Chloe is doing an internship downtown and at the state attorney's office, and ran into somebody down at the state attorney's office, Hillsborough County. This is SAO 13. and ran into somebody that had no idea that we were back on the air because they said, "Oh yeah, I used to listen to your dad. Your dad was great, MJ Morning Show and Fester and Froggy." And then Chloe says to this individual, my dad's back. They've been back for almost 4 years on Q105, 104.7 FM. And they're like, "What? I didn't know that." And then, Chloe brought in a sandwich platter to thank the folks in her group for the time she spent as an intern down there. So picked up a sandwich platter from a local deli. And Michelle had seen this manager over the years, but it had been a while. And they start talking. "Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's great to see you again. How's your husband? Oh, I used to love his MJ Morning Show." And this is like a 40-something-year-old manager of this deli in South Tampa. And she says to Michelle, "Oh, yeah, loved your husband, love listening." And then Michelle's like, he's back on Q105 every morning.
Oh, every morning,
about 4 years now. And she's like, "I didn't know that." So the point I'm trying to make is so many people still don't know we're back. I mean, we've got a big audience. We perform for all of my clients very well, but I wish we could get the word out even better that the MJ Morning Show is back, because there are tons of people that just don't know we're back, or people that are new to the area that, they listen to some other garbage in the morning instead of some quality morning radio like this.
Yeah, it's amazing. You guys have always great conversations. It's very engaging, whatever topic you're talking about. So I'll definitely spread the word. I think you guys are amazing, and I'm so happy you're back.
Thank you, Rebecca. Appreciate it. Yodi in Tampa. All right, two more. Yodi and then Bernice, and then we got to move along here. Hi, Yodi.
Happened to me once, it did. Like from court.
Wait a second.
All right.
Hey, I was about to do the Yoda joke, but it's Yodi. Wait a minute. Are you Yodi or Yoda?
Yodi.
It's Yoda's brother, obviously.
All right, so Yodi, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Flight from Corzon. I got caught. I had to banish myself to a small planet.
Yodi, listen, I appreciate the effort, Yodi, but you got to come a little stronger than that.
I didn't have to hang up on Yodi. Yodi hung up himself.
He self-ejected.
All right. Bernice, last call, Bernice in Bradenton. Go ahead.
Good morning, MJ. I am totally opposed of the internet, posting stuff on internet, because it can be extremely dangerous. And that concerns me because I saw a documentary yesterday with my granddaughter about Taylor Swift and how she posted something she didn't like and her fans attacked that person. So it could be a real dangerous situation. It's not a good thing, and I say no to posting that.
All right, so she should have minded her own business and don't post whatever she observed on the airplane.
Yeah, because that's kind of like slandering somebody without even knowing the facts.
Yeah.
And knowing that could destroy their life, a marriage.
Oh, no doubt about it. Thank you. Appreciate the call. Have a great day.
Absolutely. You too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Are you raising your hand over there by any chance?
Yes, I am.
All right. So Fester's daughter, Hadley, raising her hand. Very polite. Go ahead.
Two questions.
Yep.
How did she get 24 million views? And my most viewed video on my YouTube channel has 1,108.
Well, I think if you catch someone cheating on an airplane, maybe you jack those views up a little bit.
You're playing like rock, paper, scissors, and she's catching people cheating on airplanes. It's the big difference, Adam.
But couldn't they sue her because she didn't blur out their face?
So that's actually not a terrible question.
Well, there's really no expectation of privacy in public. That's what it comes down to.
If you do something out in the public and somebody videotapes you and then puts it on their site or their channel, you have no expectation of any kind of privacy. It's not like they break into your house and videotape you. You're out in the public.
8:46 at the MJ Morning Show. I got a lightning round a couple of things. What the heck did I do? Oh, I just
That's the winner button.
Hey, I just won $8 on my lottery ticket.
Hey, how about that?
Yeah. All right, so I got a lightning round a couple of things. You're listening to the MJ Morning Show, obviously, on Q105, 104.7 FM. This is a cop from hell. You know me, I'm very supportive of law enforcement, but this guy, a total nightmare.
You know, part of being supportive of law enforcement is to call out the bad ones.
You've got to weed out the bad ones.
Yeah.
And listen, any cop will tell you that there are some bad apples that make it through. They get on. A lot of times they get weeded out, and they should. Great cops hate bad cops. And I've known a lot of police officers over the years. This guy is a maniac and a menace. This was a cop that would punch people in the face that he pulled over. I mean, how do you get away with this? Well, it finally caught up with him. This is a nutso story. This is a former deputy sheriff, a former deputy in Kentucky, who federal prosecutors said targeted people that were smaller and weaker than himself before he punched and assaulted them during a routine traffic stop.
All right.
And he was just sentenced to a little over 9 years in prison. A jury found Tanner M. Abbott of Danville, Kentucky, once a deputy at the Boyle County Sheriff's Office. They found him guilty of multiple charges, including 4 counts of violating constitutional rights, a single charge of conspiracy, and a single charge of falsifying records. Abbott, 31 years old, was fired back in 2021 after posting the identity of a confidential informant on Facebook, discovering that the person had criticized him on social media. He first joined the sheriff's office in 2017 after working as a pizza delivery driver. And I guess
everybody needs a job before they get into law enforcement.
And are there folks that were pizza delivery drivers that might make an excellent police officer after training? Absolutely.
I mean, they know their way around town. They know cross streets.
Oh, yeah.
They could probably respond to an accident pretty quickly.
Yep, because that pizza had to get there hot and fresh, 30 minutes or less. Yeah. Anyway, this guy, what a menace. There were a bunch of formal complaints about this guy's conduct while he was actually working for the sheriff's office. There was a 2-year-long investigation by the FBI and the Kentucky State Police. Finally faced charges last year in 2023, and he was tried and convicted. Listen to this from the U.S. attorney. Instead of protecting and serving the community, the defendant was physically abusing people, even bragging about the injuries that he caused. That is not law enforcement. That is brazen criminal conduct. The community deserved better. In the sentencing memorandum by the federal prosecutors, extensive details came out. During the arrest of one person identified as WW, the victim said that he had fully planned on cooperating with police when Abbott pulled him over, but grew agitated when Abbott unnecessarily squeezed his testicles. The cop pulls him over for a traffic infraction, and then the guy's squeezing the guy's nuts.
Was the word unnecessary needed? I mean, is that ever necessary?
Video evidence confirmed that WW was peaceful during the arrest, but as soon as he turned his head to say something to Abbott after his testicles were squeezed, Abbott punched him in the face. Ow!
That's a rough pullover. I asked to speak to his supervisor pretty quickly.
Abbott frequently conducted excessively intrusive searches on male suspects' groins as a way of asserting dominance. Investigators said they learned that multiple other men say that Abbott had fondled their genitals during traffic stops. And then you get punched in the face by this guy. Anyway, cover-up was carefully orchestrated. This guy, what a menace.
Tell you, if this guy is into squeezing groins, he will be more popular than I thought in prison.
Oh, yeah. Over the 2 years that the investigators surveyed Abbott, prosecutors heard from several individuals that Abbott had used his power to obtain sexual favors as well. Multiple women who had... This guy's a menace everywhere, male, female, everything. Multiple women who had first met Abbott in his official capacity told investigators he later solicited explicit photos from them. And then they found that his work cell phone contained explicit images and videos of women who were not able to be identified in some cases. One alleged exchange came after this former deputy sheriff in Kentucky bragged to his fellow officer about seeing a woman's breasts at a traffic stop.
Oh, come on.
When asked how, he simply said, yeah, we stopped her. Oh, my God.
Just pulled her over.
So the guy's got a little over 9.5 years to think about his actions.
Grabbed your boyfriend's nuts and had her flash me. It was a good day.
What a menace. The guy enjoyed hurting people, would punch them in the face and then threaten them not to say anything. Again, great cops cringe.
Yeah, this is awful.
At stuff like that. All right. When we get back, this, by the way, ends over an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop MJ. When we get back, we got about an hour to go. We have a lot of things we got to get to. There's a guy from up north that came down to Florida to attack somebody. I mean, you got to be really, really ticked off to go all the way from New Jersey down here to Florida to attack somebody with a hammer. You know, a little stop hammer time. So we'll get to that. Oh, do you know about the Florida sales tax holiday for recreational items right now?
No.
If you're looking for an oar, this is your lucky day.
This is Oar Week? Is this the week to go to Dick's Sporting Goods?
Hang on.
When you say recreational items.
There's a sales tax holiday coming up. I'll give you all the details. I've got the list of stuff you can get tax-free during July.
A whole month?
You need an oar? Got you covered. No tax.
Maybe buy a whole canoe.
Hold on. And then I'm going to tell you what restaurant workers hate. People that work in restaurants don't do this. They hate this behavior. And there's an acne cure. There is allegedly something that works wonders on acne. All right, hold on a minute. This, I don't know if this is going to work. And I'm just looking at we got a lot of stuff. All that's next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. So whatever you do, don't move. Weather tight, Mike. MJ Morning Show on Q105 904. MJ and Fester. Fester's daughter Hadley in studio today. Froggy out on vacation. You got Roxanne in Italy. And we can stalk her because Fester can track her.
Yeah.
You guys share locations, apparently. All right, so I've got two things I got to deal with. I've got a a DoorDash story, and then I've got a plea from an Instacart driver. I said DoorDash, but a plea from an Instacart driver. I'm trying to get her to call in and see if she'll actually speak on the air. But I got a plea, and I'll explain in just a matter of seconds. The DoorDash deal is another one of these. Cops pulled over a DoorDash grocery delivery driver because of all kinds of problems, and the cops ended up delivering the groceries to the customer's house because the DoorDash driver was arrested.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We've heard about the food deliveries.
Yeah.
The cops pull over the delivery person, and then they end up bringing the food to the house or whatever. Anyway, how many cops does it take to bring a DoorDash grocery delivery to the house?
I mean, it depends what they ordered.
It's 3. All right, let me tell you right now.
That's a lot. It seems like a lot.
Yeah, 2 folks out in Arizona, these 2 residents, they were happy. They were shocked. 3 cops show up at the front door with their grocery order because the delivery driver was on the way to the house, and now the delivery driver was pulled over, and this was a long traffic stop, and the DoorDash delivery driver was not going to make it to the house. So the cops delivered the groceries.
Is the ice cream melted?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they had ice cream, but I would venture to say the ice cream's not going to show up in great shape.
Any of the frozen items, just not looking so hot.
Yeah. So they were tracking the driver. I don't use DoorDash. I don't use Instacart. I can go to the supermarket myself.
Yeah.
So this customer out in Arizona noticed that the DoorDash delivery driver, I guess you can track him on the app, hadn't moved from like a location in the middle of the road for an hour.
That's not a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign, especially if you do have, it's an all ice cream order.
You know what? We're having an ice cream party.
Big ice cream party.
No, I'm not going to run out to the store. I'll just DoorDash it.
Yeah, so the cops ended up bringing the DoorDash, completing the delivery. The driver was pulled over for a traffic infraction. Then they had an outstanding warrant. Anyway, that driver was not leaving that scene. They were going to be taken away in handcuffs. So, and then the cops end up delivering the food. So I get a plea. I'm actually communicating with Nicole right now via direct message. And folks, my DMs are open. You can always DM me on Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. I'm Certified MJ Radio. And I get a message from Nicole, and she said, hey, can you please talk about this on the air? And she just messaged me again, and I said, hey, call in. Nicole, I know you're listening, Nicole. Nicole, call in. Let's talk about this.
Do you have her number?
I don't. I have Nicole. She's just DMing me. All right. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Let me share Nicole's message to me. And Nicole, if you can, call in. Would love to have you just say hello and add to the conversation.
Sure.
800-990-1047. So Nicole sends me this. I've been listening to you in the morning recently, and I thought I would message you. I wanted to see if you could mention some things on the radio. I do Instacart for work along with a lot of others, and it's disgraceful. There's so many people that don't tip. Want to give you a $2 tip for an hour of shopping and delivery, etc. My friend and me, maybe we can thought we could message you and see if you could say something on the radio. Maybe some of the customers will hear this.
All right.
I heard you guys talking about it the other day about servers. When you get bad servers, you should get a bad tip. But when you get good service, you should get a great tip. But on Instacart, it doesn't matter how good we are, people are getting to the point where they want to tip you $2 to shop for 50 items and then drive 7 miles to their house. It's insulting.
All right, I have a question about these drivers.
And, essentially, Nicole wants us to mention that that's grossly unfair. They're picking 50 items for you. They're driving to your house. And listen, Nicole, I don't want to, take away from your gig, But I don't understand why people just can't get to the supermarket themselves. All right, if they're sick, if they're disabled, listen, I understand that. But able individuals that just can't get off their fat asses and get to the supermarket and pick up their own 50 items.
Your time is worth money. I understand people.
Listen, my time is worth money, but
sure. If your time is worth more money than going to the supermarket, you can make.
Guess what? My time is worth more money, but I still go to the supermarket.
Apparently not.
I still do tons of other things. I want to stay connected. I want to do things. I want to get out. I don't want to be a shut-in. And I'm not taking away. And I noticed that I know there are tons of people listening that probably use Instacart, use DoorDash. I get it. I understand.
How much?
But for me personally, I'm going to the supermarket and getting my own stuff. But I sympathize and empathize with Nicole that you spend an hour, you're picking 50 items, and you're driving to someone's house miles, and they tip you $2. That does suck.
On a 50-item pickup that takes an hour from start to finish, what is she getting paid? Because I've always heard waitresses at these restaurants get paid like $2.50 an hour.
Well, that's why I'd like Nicole to call in. I think maybe she's shy to call in, but Nicole, fire up the phone, call us up, add to the conversation.
We have more questions.
Or if there are other Instacart drivers that are out there, or DoorDash food delivery, or whatever, the grocery pickup, if you'd like to weigh in and even answer Fester's question, how much are you getting paid before tips? I think it's a good question. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. But no, listen, it's any grocery delivery service, Andrew. I'll take calls if it's a DoorDasher that does the grocery delivery.
I mean, Uber does it as well. But there's Shipped.
Well,
I got to be careful when I say that one.
Does Uber deliver groceries? I know Uber does Uber Eats.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so that's just the delivery driver?
No, I'm asking if you're talking about just delivery.
As opposed to
no, as far as
ride sharing.
Yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't going to take just like regular. Yeah.
I don't need somebody working for Lyft just hustling people to the airport and back for this story.
Anyway, all the phones are ringing here. You probably heard in the background. Andrew's screening calls now. We'll see what we get. But no, I agree. If someone is doing a lot of work for you and they're picking up 50 grocery items, 20 grocery items, then yeah, absolutely. You should tip them more than $2. So hopefully, Nicole, we've spread the message out there that tip your Instacart drivers appropriately. This has been a public service message. Before I move on, let me grab a couple of calls because every line is illuminated here. Michelle's in Riverview. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well. What's up?
Okay, well, I do Instacart, and you talked a point about, you can take your butt into the grocery store. A lot of the people, because I'm in Riverview, a lot of people that I go to is people that, disabilities, they're blind because I'm close to Sun City. But I also shop for a lot of mothers that have 3 kids, 4 kids, and they say that I actually, by me shopping for them, I save them money.
Yeah, listen, there are absolutely scenarios as you've just described. Listen, I can be a little obnoxious sometimes, but I think most people. Did you say I know you? What?
I understand.
Yeah, I mean, but for me, I don't need Instacart, but I do get what you're saying, that there are people that do use the service, and there are reasons why. And when I say I don't understand why people can't get to the supermarket to do their own shopping, yes, I understand that there are people that they can spend their time in a better fashion, and it does work for them. So, Michelle, I do appreciate that. Okay, thank you.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Right, so I was going to go on with the tipping thing.
Yes.
Usually, because sometimes you may be shopping for one, you maybe do a double, you maybe do a triple. On average, if it's 50 items, the base pay for those 50 items would be, depending if some of them are heavy things of water, because we do get a bump if an item is heavy. So it could be, I'll say around $8-9 for those 50 items.
Right.
And the thing is, you also got to consider drive time, but you also got to consider that sometimes, we have to wait in line because, Publix is a busy place, or, when I shop for people, I shop like I'm shopping for myself. So I just don't grab anything of strawberries. I actually look at the strawberries. I actually look at the bananas. I look at the tomatoes. So it can take extra time.
Right. So you're doing extra due diligence to make sure that the produce that you're buying for your customers would be produce that you'd select for yourself.
Right. And because I'm an Instacart shopper, I see other people. They may go to the aisle. They're looking for a certain can of corn. They just look briefly. Okay, it's not there. Well, I'm also ex-retail, and I know people move things in front of other things. So I will spend the few extra seconds to try to find that certain can of corn that they wanted by that certain company.
Gotcha.
So
listen, you're putting in the extra effort.
A lot of service goes into this too.
On a call, a service call for this Instacart pickup that you described, maybe your base pay would be $9. Yes, you deserve a decent tip. So on that order, let's say 50 items, you get paid $9 as a base. What kind of tip would you expect?
And depending on the mileage, and because the way I do it before I accept a batch,
yep,
because you got to, the batches come up before I accept it. If I am not getting at least $1 a mile, I don't take the batch because I think that's what I'm worth.
All right, fair enough. All right, so on average, what tip would you? Let's say it's 5 or 7 miles or whatever. What would you expect as a tip on top of the $9 base pay?
I'm thinking I should get at least $5 per, because on a triple order, I'm thinking I should get at least $5 per person.
Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate it. Nicole is on the line. Nicole, welcome. Hey, Nicole.
Hey, I was a little nervous to call in because I've never been on the radio.
Nicole, there's nothing to be nervous about. And Nicole, you're the Nicole, obviously. You're the one that messaged me on my Instagram. Yep. All right, so I appreciate you phoning in. And Nicole, did we cover things effectively? Was there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, she said that the batch pay is $8 to $9. Where I'm in Palm Harbor, that's not true. The base pay, they've lowered it to about $4.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, that sucks.
So
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get, $9 is not enough for an hour of our time and to drive.
No, absolutely. So, Nicole, let me ask you. You get an order of 30, 40, 50 items at the grocery store. You're paid, let's say, $4 to $5 for doing it. What tip would you expect? Let's say you're driving 3, 4, 5 miles to deliver. What tip would you be happy with?
Well, usually if it's 50 items, it's 3 people. I would be happy with, at least $15, right? Lately, what I've been seeing is, let's say they want us to shop at Publix here. The person will live, I saw an order the other day, they live, 30 miles away. And they tip you $1.
Oh.
They tip you $1.
Oh, that's
crazy.
That's bogus. I would
rip
rip their shrubs out and throw it at their house.
Seriously, why would they order from a?
Trust me,
I'd run over their mailbox on the way out.
Nicole, why does somebody order from a store 30 miles away?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. Instacart has gone crazy. I don't know if these people know that Instacart is pairing it so far away, but they are.
And Nicole, you can attest to the fact that I am responsive on my Instagram DMs, and you're happy with my customer service, right?
I am.
What kind of tip are you going to leave me?
$20.
All right, thank you, Nicole.
That's a good tip.
Nicole, have a great day.
Good egg. $20, MJ.
You too.
Bye, Nicole.
Yeah.
All right, let me grab one more. Robert in Lakeland. Robert, MJ Morning Show. Last call on this. I got to move on. Go ahead.
Good morning, MJ.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, I'm a DoorDasher, and they're pretty much all the same. I mean, if I get between doing restaurants and doing like Winn-Dixie or some of the other places that like CVS or Walgreens, and they want, especially like Winn-Dixie, go shopping for me and pick 50 items for me, it's time consuming. And the problem I have with it is the long distance. So you have to drive a lot of times when they want you to go 15 miles, say 50 items, and you get $5.
Yeah. That's not worth it unless you're doing all kinds of volume. But even then, that kind of sucks to get stiff. Robert, thanks for the call. Highly appreciated.
I I don't understand these, unless you live in like the sticks, the country. How is it that there's not a store closer than 15 miles?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Especially if you're in the immediate Tampa Bay area.
Right.
But I just want to tell everyone that I was very responsive. I was responding to people via direct messages while we're even on the air.
You should send out a customer satisfaction survey.
I should. And folks, give me a follow on Instagram. My Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow, Certified MJ Radio. My DMs are obviously open. You can message me anytime. I get great content material from listeners. And also follow the Morning Show Instagram, which is MJ Morning Show. MJ Morning Show and Certified MJ Radio. Give both a follow. Highly appreciate it. 9:20. Let me plow through a couple of things here because I teased a bunch of stuff. I didn't expect the phones to blow up like that. I mentioned this maniac that fled New Jersey to go attack a guy here in Florida with a hammer over an online video game beef. What the hell?
Some of these gamers, man, they take this stuff really seriously.
I'm telling you. Like, Froggy is a nut job when it comes to this online gaming.
I could see him traveling down 8 states to punch somebody.
To hit somebody with a hammer.
Yeah.
Yes, Hadley.
I'm playing an online game right now on Roblox.
And do you want to hit somebody with a hammer?
No.
That's good.
Good.
All right.
Keep playing
So,
Roblox.
A guy from New Jersey was so angry over an encounter he had with an online video game, he got on a plane, flew down here to Florida to bash his rival online in the head with a hammer.
You know what? Some of these guys, man, that's all they have is that video game, and you don't want to mess with it. So he was only in Florida for the day.
Edward Kang.
Just came down for the day.
Mr. Kang, 20 years old, allegedly got on a flight at Newark Liberty International Airport, landed at Jacksonville, JAX, booked a hotel room.
Oh, he stayed overnight.
Then showed up at his victim's home at 2 a.m. on Sunday, wielding a hammer. You know what he said to the guy? Stop. Hammer time. That's what. And then he bashed the guy in the head with a. What the hell?
All right, so I'm looking at a picture of Mr. Kang.
It looks like he could be the offspring of Kim Jong-un.
Could be.
Yes.
How did he track the guy down? I mean, don't they use fake names? So you're supposed to use like an alias when you play these games?
Guess what the Nassau County Sheriff up in a little north of Jacksonville said? Nassau County Sheriff Bill Leeper said, "This is a weird one." That's his quote.
So usually
this is a weird one.
When you're the sheriff of a county, you've seen everything.
Edward Kang from Newark. Some things you just can't make up. Some things you just say, That's what Leper or Leaper. He's a leper. He's a leaper. That's what Leeper told the reporters at the presser. There are some things that you say, what in the world was he thinking? And there are some things that make you say, you're not going to believe this. In this case, you say all four. The sheriff said that Kang got angry at the victim while playing the multiplayer game Arch Age, unfamiliar, and was ticked off enough that he told his mom he was going to go visit a friend in Florida and took off. Checked into a hotel in Jacksonville, 2 a.m. Friday. Next day, stopped at an Ace Hardware to... Ace is the place where you bash somebody over the head with a hammer.
Yes.
Picked up...
The helpful hammer man is at Ace.
The helpful hammer man. He walked into Ace Hardware and said... Stop. Hammer time. Yeah.
It's over on aisle 4, sir, right there. Yeah, halfway down on the left.
Early Sunday morning, he snuck into the victim's house in Fernandina Beach, dressed in black like a ninja, wearing a mask, gloves, and attacked his rival with the hammer. All the time, yelling, "Stop! Hammer time!" Yeah, the victim's stepfather reported being awakened by screams for help. When he went to see what was going on, found his stepson on the ground swinging or struggling with the hammer in the possession of the attacker.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. The two restrained Kang. Cops arrived. He said the victim suffered severe but non-life-threatening head wounds. Kang is being held at the Nassau County Jail, $15,000 bond on attempted murder and burglary charges. Can you imagine? You're so pissed off.
Look at this hammer.
Yeah,
It's a vicious
it's a vicious-looking hammer.
As far as hammers go, this is a really scary looking
That's
hammer.
a scary looking hammer.
He picked the worst one.
Oh, yeah. Scariest hammer.
Now, they don't have this game Arch Rivals?
What's the name of it? I just said what it was.
But they don't have this game.
Arch Age.
They don't have Arch Age in jail, right? You can't play this.
I'm not familiar with the game Arch Age. I'm not a gamer. We don't even have a video game console in the house. We have nothing. So anyway, the suspect was asked why he did it. He said that the suspect stated that he's a bad person online talking about the victim. In addition, the suspect asked our deputy how much time in jail do you get for breaking and entering and hitting somebody with a hammer. And the sheriff said, I would say, Mr. Kang, it's going to be a long time before you play video games again.
Good call.
To leave New Jersey, get on a plane. I mean, talk about premeditated. And how much time do you have to talk yourself out of this and say, you know what, this is not a good idea. I'm angry. It's the heat of the moment, like the Asia song, which, by the way, we're giving away Asia tickets in just a few minutes. If you want to see Asia, how'd you like that little work in? You like that?
I got another work in here with this story.
Only time will tell, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Asia tickets, Heat of the Moment tour at the Hard Rock. We'll give away tickets in a few minutes. But this guy's a nut. Man, folks are out of their freaking minds. 9:20, yes.
Is Asia Mr. Kang's favorite band?
Well, Mr. Kang is also Asian.
Aha!
So maybe
That was my tie-in.
So maybe I don't know. He's not going to be available to go see Asia
He's not.
either.
He can't
All
win.
right. 9:26 at the MJ Morning Show. Final chunk. Oh, the sales tax holiday for recreational goods. Like I said, if you're looking for an oar, this is your lucky month coming up in July. Hang on. I've got the list. It's crazy.
It's a lot of good stuff.
No sales tax on certain recreational items next month. I got the list coming up in a minute. Oh, one of the Kelsey brothers disparaging the royal family when Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift, they were just in London. And they met they met Prince William, soon to be king at some point,
and the two kids,
and then Prince George. Yeah, exactly. We got a lot of stuff. A final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next, so you definitely do not want to move. If you are in need of a Some allergy medicine commercial and the girl's running around singing this song. Hey, have you seen that one yet?
I see so many of these medication commercials, drug commercials. I can't even keep track.
Yeah, and you know, the names are like the most ridiculous made-up crap. Like, make up a drug name right now. Go.
Hosicolot.
Hosicolot. Look at that. Hosicolot. Is that for a hoe that's sick a lot?
I mean, maybe that would be pretty.
Right.
I'm sorry, that's the all I can think of. Hosicolot.
Jing Moogler.
Jing Moogler.
No, Jing Moogler.
Jing Moogler.
Yep, it's Jing Moogler for eczema.
It's essentially just random sounds.
It is. I mean, these damn drug names, man. And every time you turn on the TV, there's some new drug is out after, like 7 years and $3 billion in research and development
and they
money.
all have peppy songs.
Oh, geez, yeah, or jingles.
Yeah.
What is the one? They sing it like 3 times.
It's like Broadway productions.
Intivio. I think that's the one. Or did I just make that one up?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But you know what? Intivio is a good name if it's not used already.
Craplinga. What do you think about Craplinga? That's a great name for a drug. Craplinga.
I don't even.
If you're constipated, you take Craplinga.
I don't even want to know what Craplinga does.
That's what Craplinga does. Andrew wants me to talk to some mime guy.
A mime on the radio doesn't work.
Yeah, I know.
There's several rules to what we do.
Hang on, I got to do a couple of things first here. First, and I got Asia tickets to give away.
Do we really have a mime on hold, Andrew? How would you even know? How does that phone call go?
I saw this story. It was the mime that was fired from SeaWorld after like 30 years. Oh. So when they fired him and he was in with the supervisor, was he just going...
And that's why it doesn't work on the radio.
It's working great on MJTV right now.
I know.
That's why you got to watch MJTV.
People are in their car right now saying, what the hell is he doing?
He's going like that.
All right.
You got to watch it. You got to watch. Oh, even Andrew's laughing. Andrew doesn't laugh at anything. All right, so
36 years on the job.
Yeah. All right, hey.
We can talk to the mime.
Yeah, I mean this story. I saw the story. We'll talk to him in just a matter of seconds. But first, the sales tax holiday, which hits next month. Days away, July 1. It's the Florida recreational item sales tax holiday. If you're looking for an oar,
I mean, that's the kind of thing.
It's your lucky day. No, it's Freedom Month. 4th of July, 4th of July freedom, right?
Sure.
Let freedom ring. Happy birthday, America.
It's also summertime, so get out there and do something.
So it's Freedom Month, and the governor, he signed into law House Bill 7073, and it's a tax relief package. And latest tax holiday will start July 1. It'll run through the end of the month, July 31st. Only certain items eligible. Electric scooters.
Really?
Yeah. Must be $500 or less, and weigh less than 75 pounds, maximum speed 35. Canoes, no sales tax, under $500 canoe. Kayaks, under $500.
Dude, you've been talking about buying a bicycle forever.
No tax. I'm not gonna. Bicycles on here.
Bicycles for $500 or less.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna get the bike that we want for fun. I think the bike we're looking at probably is $1,000, $1,200.
Okay, well, then
is
pay
what
your
I'm guessing.
taxes.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Let's see. Paddle boards, surfboards, water skis, wakeboards, knee boards, life jackets.
But it's also other things like sunscreen and insect repellent.
Safety flares.
Snorkels, goggles, swimming masks, all in
Pool floats, inflatable chairs, no sales tax. Pool toys, no sales tax. Must be $35 or less.
Fishing rods and reels under $75.
Coolers. No sales tax on coolers. $75 or less. You're not getting a Yeti.
Nope, not buying a Yeti.
You're not getting a Yeti.
Yeah.
Sleeping bags, tents. You want to pitch a tent? As long as your tent is $200 or less. No sales tax. Camping stoves, collapsible camping chairs. So if you want to get the Dick's camping chair, right?
How much? What's the price limit?
Got to be under $50. Those are that'll suffice. Yeah,
you get a good chair for that.
Goggles, snorkels. Hey,
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, go see my friends at Tackle Shack, and go get some goggles and a snorkel. Save on the sales tax. Do I have any scuba gear on here? Where's my scuba? Come on, where's my scuba gear? Give me no sales tax on scuba gear. I don't think I see scuba gear on. Well, snorkels on there, but
are you in for a pair of sunglasses under $100?
Yeah, I don't think there are many pairs of sunglasses I'm buying for. I like some Maui Jims because the lenses are great. Maui Jims, those are generally $225, $250. But they last, man. Tell you what. What were the ones? What's the Oakley? I've kind of given up on Oakley because the lenses just don't last. They get scratched to hell. I've got Maui Jims, and the lenses are perfect after 2 years. I used to like Oakley, but the lenses, I don't like them. Maui Jim, man, that's who I'm buying. I don't see scuba gear on here. Oh, but also no sales tax on live music events, live sporting events, movies, ballets, plays, fairs. Pool supplies. Yeah, you want to buy some pool chemicals?
This is the month.
Yeah, less than $150, no sales tax. Look at that. So all kinds of recreational stuff, but I didn't see scuba regulators and scuba diving computers. That ought to be on the list. You know what? I'm going to petition for that next time around.
Let's write the governor.
That's what I'm going to do. Absolutely. All right, is the mime on hold?
He has a name.
All right, we'll talk to the mime in just a minute. I don't know if this looks great. I'm not a huge fan. I've gotten a little better over the years, but I've never been a huge fan of royalty. In this day and age, I just thought that the whole king and queen thing and the royal, and the curtsy, it just seems like so medieval. It's so Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. It's like enough of this already. Your Grace and Your Majesty. I think we've outgrown it. But listen, I'm not going to disrespect them intentionally. And in fact, I told the story that I do regret not meeting Prince Charles. A couple of years back, we were on Little Cayman scuba diving, and Prince Charles was doing a multi-island tour, Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, and Cayman
Empire.
What?
Are they part of the British Empire?
Well, not.
I'm asking. I don't know.
Well, they still colony. Anyway, the Caymanian government, they rule themselves.
Okay.
But it's an overseas territory, maybe is what it's called. So Prince Charles came and he took the little island hopper over to Little Cayman with 140 permanent residents. It's a tiny little island, very few people. And I had a chance to go down to the Little Cayman airport, to little LYB, and there were like 20 people there. And he's shaking everyone's hands. He's talking to everybody. And I just finished diving, and I was more interested in a ham sandwich for lunch back at the condo. So I didn't go to the airport. I kind of regret that because I would have been able to shake, now King Charles's hand. But listen to this. Jason Kelce, the brother of Travis Kelce, they're on their little Kelce Brothers podcast. And, well, listen to what transpired. Listen to what he actually said. This is Jason first.
So I'm out on honoring kings because listen, we're Americans. We don't do royalty. So kings. But I wouldn't mind Kylie kneeling at my feet. You know what I mean? It's Father's Day.
Not kings, but just not into it.
Yeah, so that was Travis at the end saying not F Kings, just not into it. And then you have Travis and Taylor Swift
over there.
And they're over in London, and it turns out that Prince William and his little kid princes, they show up at the Taylor Swift concert, and they're taking pictures and selfies and...
That's the only reason why Travis said that. He doesn't care about royalty either. He agrees with his brother.
This was the June 19th episode, so that actually happened before.
But he's already over there. He probably piped in from over there. He's in the middle of middle of it all.
Yeah, probably so.
Screw Kings.
I thought it was an interesting...
Big-eared King Charles.
I had this restaurant thing, which I'm going to save till tomorrow. Oh, I mentioned about acne. There is a person online that swears that if you want to get rid of acne, you use Head & Shoulders dandruff shampoo on your face.
You know what? It makes sense. It heals your scalp stuff.
Yeah.
So
hey, let me talk to the mime here quickly. So just a heads up. I'm going to bring this up again tomorrow because we're really kind of at the end of the show here. Hey, Lynn the mime, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Lynn? Lynn, I can't hear you. Lynn, are you there? He's just doing hand motions. Lynn, I'm kidding. Hey, Lynn, how you doing?
I know it.
Yeah.
Either I was going to do that joke or you were.
I beat you to the punch.
Thank you.
Lynn, quickly here, you were at SeaWorld for 36 years, and you got into a fight with a security guard, and they fired you?
Well, it wasn't a physical fight. It was just a slight altercation, basically all it was. I've been going to work for, again, 36 years. I've been riding my bike in and out, not in and out of my dressing room for years. So I was riding into work, and I went through the security gate, and a security guard started yelling at me about riding my bike, which I'd been riding in and out of the park for over 10 years.
Yep.
And I just didn't understand, and he started yelling at me, and I said a few choice words. I didn't say them to him. As I went to move my bike, I said a few words as I was walking away because that's not in my nature. I'm not that kind of a person. I don't cuss at people.
Did you mime the double-barreled middle finger to him?
I wanted to, but I didn't.
So how did this go from an altercation with the security guard at SeaWorld to you, a 36-year mime at SeaWorld, getting canned?
You tell me. I have no idea.
So
I won't talk, nothing.
Are you an employee of SeaWorld, or are you like a contractor?
I am a subcontract employee. A company hires me to work for SeaWorld. I used to work for SeaWorld for 30 years, and then SeaWorld decided to let go of the mime position. They decided to get rid of the mime character altogether.
Right.
And our fans kicked up such a ruckus. And so they brought the mime back.
As a subcontractor.
As a subcontractor.
Gotcha.
Exactly. So I came back.
With all of the national press that this is getting, has there been any line of communications to potentially rehire you or no?
None at all.
Wow.
They've already hired 4 other mimes.
Wait a minute, they hired 4 other mimes?
Yes.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what, you go to Universal is what you do.
Well, I've been 36 in the theme park industry, and I'm I think I'm going to strike out on my own, so I'll be fine. I've got my own TikTok channel and all the, I'm out on all the platforms. If anybody wants to find me, Lynn the Mime, gmail.com. I'm out there. So I'm now starting to do. Get this. I was thinking about going out and hitting the market and doing giving talks on stage. I'm going to be a
right.
Where do you live?
He lives in Lakeland.
I live in Lakeland.
Okay.
Yeah, I live in Lakeland. Yeah.
Well, Lynn,
I met my wife. I actually met my wife at SeaWorld. She was at one of my shows, and I saw her out there during one of my shows and fell madly in love with her and married her. I've been with her for over 33 years.
Did you do like this?
I actually proposed.
I just mimed on MJTV. You got to watch MJTV for what I did. Yeah.
I do watch him. I've been a big fan. I've been listening to the MJ Morning Show since MJ BJ days.
Oh, man.
Every day in and out of work, I would listen to you guys. You guys are the best, man.
Wow, that's
So,
fantastic. Thank you.
Every day.
Thank you.
So are you available for like kids' birthday parties and stuff? I mean, what are you thinking, Lynn? Do you have an agent? Would his agent appropriate for a mime?
I really don't do birthday parties because birthday parties, children don't take kindly to mimes, and mimes can't fend off. I've done those before where you go to do a party and the parents bring in the children and go, "Here's our children, goodbye," and they leave you in a room with their children, and then you get the crap beat out of you.
Let's beat up the mime.
Seriously, we should talk to Lynn again and see if we can't rustle him up some gigs.
No, he doesn't want it. He wants to leave. He wants
to work. Maybe not kids' birthday parties.
Work. I'm doing motivational. I'm trying to get motivational speaking. I know it. I'm motivational.
But you're kind of done with the miming. Now you want to talk.
No, I'm still doing the miming. I'm incorporating the miming into my stage show. I do a stage show where I come out.
So you're like
and
a renegade mimer that's miming and talking.
Exactly. I'm like a magician that shows how all the magic tricks are done.
Yeah, there you go.
The other mimes are going to hate you.
All right, Lynn, great.
I think I'll be good.
Lynn, great having you on. And listen, I wish you the best. Keep in touch with us. Let us know if there's anything we can do for you, okay?
All right. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless everybody who's been following me. I love you guys. Thanks very much.
Lynn the Mime. Thank you, buddy.
Seems like such a nice guy.
Fired by SeaWorld after 36 years after getting into a fight with a security guard over a bicycle.
Come on, SeaWorld, do better.
All right, 9:49 at the MJ Morning Show. We got to roll. Got to give away some Asia tickets. You want to see Asia? It's the Heat of the Moment tour. They're going to be at the Hard Rock Event Center. It's going to be on Monday, July 22nd. I'd love to be there, but I'm going to be scuba diving in Little Cayman that particular week.
Maybe we can have Lynn the Mime be the opening act for Asia.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, just up there.
All right, caller number 30 right now. If you're caller 30, you got the Asia tickets. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Caller 30 right now, and you'll win the tickets. Folks, we'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.